Hello. Greetings. How are you? We're just waiting for people to get into the room. I'm Queen Muhammad. I'm the CEO and founder of Mad Pop Records.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Rashia Lynn Harmon L. And I am the JC, the U.S. Consul of the Wali Yamesi Indigenous Native American Association of Nations, U.S. Consul. I'm also the owner and operator of the National Indigenous Law Center, and we provide resources and advocacy to Indigenous individuals.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for coming late, guys. It's been a real hectic day. We were thinking about the last live that we had, and we wanted to kind of come on and reinnovate anything that we wanted to clear anything up. And anything that I made a mistake on or Rashia made a mistake on is just from us all trying to gather this information at one time. And if we're feeling that type of way, we kind of know that you guys are feeling that type of way as well. So we just wanted to come on tonight and just clarify up everything from start to finish, and which we haven't done. It's been bits and pieces, and we just wanted to clarify everything up so that way you would know first my part, and then Rashia is going to from her legal standpoint, kind of point out things and answer any questions on that part. So I've been saying about the Karen. That's literally where this all started. It was a snowball effect, and it was brewing over about maybe like a week, a little over a week from the time the incident happened. Now, of course, Rich, he has a real loud personality, but most people don't have a problem with him. They find him hella funny and and talented. So, he's a joy to be around. So that's not an issue. The issue was people getting into our business, our personal business, which, we didn't invite them in. So it's very disrespectful. I don't feel like, I feel like people think that they can do that to Black people, like we are inviting of that, or it's okay, when they know they wouldn't do that to any other group. Like, I mean, just imagine it. Any other group have a situation that's, between a couple. How many instances do people just get into that and just deep dive themselves into that? It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. So, but people think that they can do that, and it was okay to do that because we are Black. Okay, that's just the reality of the situation. Because we are Black, they felt it was okay to disrespect us. They felt it was okay to bully us. So It just was a snowball effect. Um, I told the Karen story. That's where it started. Um, and I was going to continue to say, of course, we know where things started because Rich's life was not in any type of hectic or any type of anything before that incident. So we know where things went left because we're living these existences. So we know when it's peaks and valleys in our lives. So we don't have to keep, uh, questioning that. I'm not going to front or lie or anything. Rich and I, by us working together, um, sometimes we have a lot of creative differences. And also by us, um, being together. And it can get heated. I don't know if you know anything about city living. It's very cramped. It's very, it's not a lot of square footage for your buck. So sometimes being in close confined spaces, working for too long or whatever, it can get irritable. That's our business again. That's our business. The problem is that's allowed because of all those factors. We're together. We're in a close proximities together. We're uh, in a relationship, everything. So that's understandable. What's not understandable is outsiders or people meddling in your business. That's completely disrespectful, and I don't feel like any other uh, group would do that. We only think that's okay with us because, again, they don't see us as individuals and human beings in our own lives and our own existence. They see us as entertainment and there to entertain them. And that's not what we were trying to do. We were trying to just live our best blessed lives. So and let everybody else do the same thing. But that was impossible. That was impossible because, again, people feel like their opinions matter in your life. And again, if you cannot go to their environments and check it all out and see what's going on and give your opinion, then yours is not needed over here. And if you give your opinion, keep it to yourself. I give my opinion all the time on my page, Mama Bear Queen 215, all the time. And I keep it to myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't go to their page and tell them I'm troll you now no. I just keep it to myself on my page. If they ever see it, it's there, and they were coming looking for it, and I wasn't giving it. They were coming to look for it. So that's how that's how people should be in life. Of course, we're going to all have opinions. You can't control that, but your opinion, someone else is not have required to act off of your opinion. So him and I, we were we did have a heated debate, you know. Um, which is fine, like I said, for all those factors. In close proximity together, working together, it gets frustrating. Again, that's still nobody's business. So, the next day or two, we are around the neighborhood, and we're outside, and this woman, who we call Karen, is because that is a name very much befitting of all of the mess that they cause on such catastrophic levels. I mean, catastrophic levels. Um, with no proof. And you would think in 2021 that we would not still be dealing with this type of stuff. Nobody uses critical thinking or just so we are outside. This woman named, I don't know her name, but we're going to call her Karen for all intensive purposes. She's pointing, she's talking to first an Asian store owner. Now, these are two outside groups in my business now. You know what I'm saying? And Tyra Ellis, thank you. Keep praying. We want to get rich home. Keep praying. But we're just here to clarify everything and to just give a timeline on one video that's not scattered around, where you could just go to this video and just get it straight. I'm just going to be very thank you. Keep on. So we're out in the neighborhood. Karen's pointing. First, she's with a Asian store owner outside, talking about my business, pointing, saying all types of stuff. And now where she's standing is right behind the car. So if she was looking in the car, she was looking in from the back way, okay, from across the street. Okay, that was not safe enough distance away. So she moves now, because that owner, like I said, I just shorted him about 15 cents. I came back with 20 because that's how us good FBA Americans are. So he already knew in his heart of hearts what she was doing was wrong. I patronize that store all the time. And how anyway.
So why don't you
hold on, I just want to just get this story out.
Okay.
Yeah, because I just want to give the timeline. And then I'm going to allow you to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Because they need to know the timeline of events. I don't want to go into the whole story. You can go to that video, but I'm just giving what happened, which led to the snowball effect of everything that's going on. And we know exactly where it started from, because again, Rich's life was not in any hectic way before this situation. Okay? So instead of doing her job, she's trying to find somebody else to gossip with. Okay, so now she goes to another lady on the corner, cat corner, that's directly in the eye line of our side window, which we have halfway rolled down. Still talking. Now she's in the eye line talking. Our response was to roll the windows all the way up. Okay. And she sat right there and called with our windows rolled up, because that's probably what's irritating her, because she couldn't see in that car anymore. And we know how they think. That's why we did that. That was our response, to roll the window up and not engage. She calls the cops. We've never left the car, never talked to this lady. We were talking inside the car, yes, but never got out, never approached this lady, never anything. This lady sat there, bold-faced lie right there, and called the cops. They have the tapes. They have the tapes. If they had Rich on this situation, because it is a 911 call made. Okay? So if they had anything on that situation, they would not hesitate to use it. They don't have anything. They know what we're saying is 100% true. But again, that did not stop the domino effect of everybody, black, everybody just running to this person's aid that lied. And just because the lie was on somebody that they didn't know or didn't like, or whatever the reasoning was, that was okay enough to concoct plans to put them in jail. That's 100% wrong in every way. And you can see in that video, nothing that we have said have changed. That was event number 1. In the last video, I told you it was 4 events. About 2, okay. And how it ties to that, to where we are now, is because the guy who days later put his hands on Rich as he was coming from the store went over to comfort Karen. Now, this is a black man. Now, that's fine, because let me tell you, crime happens. We don't see color when crime happens. Somebody comes, does something. It don't matter who it is, what race it is. Good, we got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't look at color when it comes to that type of situation. But you gotta think of history a little bit when Karens say things. You have to really just just stop for a minute and think. Let's see, 1,000,000 times in history, we got 1,000,000 memes, 1,000,000 videos online every other week. Some funny, some could get deadly. We don't know what could outcome of these Karens. You understand what I'm saying? So people who are in tune would know, okay, let me just assess this situation before I deep dive in to cape for somebody. But the people are just rocked to sleep. They just completely didn't, anyway, cooning and buffooning. But anyway, so Rich is like, Dag, mind your business. Because he runs over to comfort Karen. Rich says, mind your business, and then they get into it. You're not into it physically, but talking. So that person was the same person days later that harassed Rich. See how the snowball effect of a lie? Okay, this is what I'm saying. And I wanted to clarify. Rich, not one time in this whole situation, called the police. Not one time, because we're putting together all of his promotion, our team here, we're putting together all of his stuff. So if we misquote things or we say things, it's because we're in an emotional state. But it's and everything is going to come from him once he's home. So don't worry about that. I'm going to try to clarify everything up as much as I can in this video. But yes, no, Rich did not one time in this whole ordeal, call the police. He actually let this guy make it. Okay, that's what the freaking sad part about it is. The guy put his hands on Rich. Rich let the guy make it. You know where the story, okay, that's 2. We got 4 events. That's 2 now. That guy went to the police. Are you listening? That guy that put his hands on Rich went to the police. And that's how they got involved. Okay? But we didn't know that until, like I said, we had to piece this together ourselves. We had to piece this together ourselves because, again, they got into the store, from the store. Rich let the guy make it. Didn't call the police on him. The guy goes to the police to now snitch on Rich. But Rich ain't do anything. Do you understand? He did nothing. But he could not handle his own or whatever, the thinking that somebody's going to get back at them. He did a bitch move. Okay? And it's no honor in none of that. Because now, for him doing that, we have somebody in prison. How can your soul feel good about that when you know you just clowning around at the store and your own brother? Because that was a black guy caping for Karen, who just, Rich is coming home from the store. Now, 2-3 days later, after that situation with the Karen, he's walking from the store. First, when he goes to the store, he sees the guy. He crosses the street. Hey, Tyra Ellis. Good evening. Indigenous Chosen. Good evening, family. Yes. We just wanted to come on and just give. It's kind of. I don't want you guys to get confused. So I'm just doing from start to finish of the snowball effect of all of this. So he crosses the street, even though the store is on the side of where the guy is. He crosses the street and goes to the store just to avoid any confrontation. He comes out with his stuff, like, don't feel like crossing the street. Like, so he just walks right past the guy. The guy is calling his name, Rich, and then, puts his hands on him. All the way from where they're at to where we're at. Okay? Rich is calling for me. Calling my name. And I hear it. And I run to the door. And it's like they run off. You know what I'm saying? So Rich is infuriated. Like, I mean, it may come to be videotapes or whatever. He was outside cussing up a storm. Rightfully so. Do you understand? Rightfully so. And, words were said. But The guy, Rich let the guy make it. That's what the whole point. So I just wanted to reinnovate, I mean, to clarify up if you see any advertising or anything, or thinking that, not one time in this whole situation did Rich call the police. He let the guy make it. Okay. And look where he is. Because that same guy that he let make it, instead of, he didn't want to take any type of lick back. So his bitch, so he went to the police to get the drop on, because he was, because didn't want to, whatever was going to happen mano a mano, he couldn't take that. He went to the police. And that's why then, see, we didn't know that. That's why I was confused when I said I called. I'm talking about I'm talking about the next event, because that's when the shooters come. Okay, so we don't know. So we're just, that's where we're at in our mind. We're like, what's going on? What's going on? So in that situation, the cops, it was multiple people calling the cops. So it wasn't like, oh yeah, it was multiple people running the neighborhood. And of course, they're here. That was his first interaction, that third incident down. But we didn't know. We had no idea that this guy had already went to the police. So we're kind of like discombobulated, but we quickly put two and two together when it happened again the next day. So shooter come again. And I'm like, this is getting weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So that guy went to the police, and Rich believes those other last two events were setups, and that's all. I'm going to say, you can figure it out, anybody from anywhere, but we didn't know that. We didn't know. So that's, how devilish is that? You violate somebody and then call the cops on them. See what all the little playing around get you and all that stuff? That's why you mind your business. I don't understand why people think that, but like I said at the beginning of this, people feel because of your skin that you are not valuable and you don't deserve the same privacy as everybody else. Just because they joke, shuck, and jive their way all through everywhere, they thinking that you're on the same level just because of this. And that's what we have to break out of. That's the mindset that we have to break out of. All because of what? This is something that has went extremely too far. All because of a Karen. So yeah, by the time the events happened, because the second event is when Rich got arrested. And you hear me saying in that video, this is a setup. Because that's it all made sense at that point in time, especially once we found out that, because we can understand why they weren't ever arresting or going after this guy that had, when he had told him, the detectives, what's happened. Now, mind you, he never called the police. But this is by the third incident is when the person with the gun came in the picture. You understand what I'm saying? So they were already there. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a scene at that point in time. So of course you're right there. They're talking because we don't know. We had no idea to tie this into that situation. We tied it in because of course you're thinking like, okay, the snowball effect, but to tie it into that this was a setup. You understand? Because it was supposed to be like some beef or whatever. That's what they're trying to pose it as, like it's some beef. But Rich wasn't in no beef with anybody. He just was going to the store. Do you understand? So they're trying to spin a whole narrative on a black person. And if we don't raise our voices or keep our eyes open and peeled, that's not fair. That's not right. And that's completely sad, you know. Rich, we talked to him today. He's holding on, but his spirit is just like, as much as he fought for this country, as much as he done with his nonprofit organization, as much as he tried to do it for people, and I'm telling you, it's your own people, coons. I always say, if you go on my page, they got to go first. It's like coons are the worst because they're going to foil anything good for a butter biscuit. If they can get a biscuit, they, the hell with the rest of everybody else. So you just have to be able to avoid them, and that's what he was trying to do. That's why he crossed the street. That's why, you know what I'm saying? But it was all making sense why he wasn't arresting, why they wasn't never arresting the person who, by the time the third event, we're just thinking everything's fresh and new. We don't know. Like I said, but once we found out that they had, and remember we told you about the story about the girl who brought the gun, and it's us. They know the game. They just run to the police and then let them fight their battles. I don't know. Rich is from another place, where that's not how they do things. They don't do that. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I never heard no shit like that before. You take your licks or whatever, but especially if you put your hands on somebody. Like, I don't know, but so unnecessary events happen in our lives because of this Karen, because of this guy, because of them going to the police and now involving them all into our lives. And Rich is the only one arrested. And he had done absolutely nothing. He has done nothing. Absolutely nothing. The first event, he's sitting in his car. Karen is being relentless. The second event, he's just going to the store, walking home and get attacked and get attacked. Third event, guy with a gun come to the house. Fourth event, got a gun, come to the car. Where is the crime that Rich did that he now has to be in solitary confinement? You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the crime? Those are 4 events, and Rich has done nothing in those 4 events. I'm going to let Rebecca, because I just wanted to get that out and clarify that, because I know it's been choppy, we've been emotional, and I wanted to let you guys know Rich is a solid one. He is an upstanding guy. He protected his family, and this is complete injustice. But she's going to take it over. I'm going to step away. I'll be back. I'm going to get the charger.
Okay, good.
All right.
Greetings, everyone. As you heard from our sister here, the facts surrounding the circumstances that have led to Rich being incarcerated with an extremely high bail. we find ourselves once again in a situation where, where we have injustices that are being carried out. We cannot say with absolute certainty that, that these individuals, that they conspired and colluded to actually commit these acts. However, what we do know is that based upon the facts presented, based upon the video that they have provided, that all of these provided evidences at least provide a relevant and compelling argument for the innocence of Rich. And, for the matter to have gone as far as it has, it makes us question the system. It does. It causes us to question the system. It causes us to question the goals and the objectives, not of just the individuals who made the allegations, but also the alleged individuals who were involved in investigating them. And we say that because the individuals who were involved, the detectives, in obtaining at least the video recordings regarding what has happened in the area and who was involved, they were able to see, as I was able to view the video, as well as I'm certain that some of you have also viewed the video, that Rich was not, he was not the individual who was the aggressor in the situation. In fact, he was actually the individual who had been attacked, not once, not twice, but actually 3 times. And so again, as the facts were presented, we have a situation where false accusations have been made. And based upon those false accusations, we have an indigenous individual. I'm going to refer to him as being an indigenous individual because I understand legally what the labels that they have placed upon us mean. But we have an indigenous individual who is now incarcerated and being held without any probable cause, and even with the evidence substantially, actually being in his favor. And so, with that, we are here to discuss, as Rich has so often mentioned, with his viewers, the lawlessness or the injustice that exists. And that's what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about lawlessness and injustice that our people have consistently gone through, been dealing with. And despite everything that we have been dealing with, on a local, domestic, as well as international level, matters are not becoming better for us. They just are not. And in this age of an awakening as well as consciousness, we find that despite the fact that there are numerous individuals who are waking up, who are becoming awakened to who they are, as well as whose they are, that despite these alleged awakenings in consciousness, our people appear to be more asleep than ever, especially to the reality or the realities that exist around us, that are happening around us, as well as that exist. And so we can all understand the frustration that is being exhibited here. The frustration of the fact that, we have a situation where, at 8 o'clock in the morning, as a result, of the snowball effect, okay, the causes that have been put into motion, that led up to, the federal marshals kicking in the door and arresting or handing Rich over to the Philadelphia police. Based upon what? There was no warrant that was presented. There was no probable cause. There was no, there was nothing. Like, what, under what legal reasoning did they enter their home? What legal reasoning? Constitutionally, there are constitutional requirements. One of those constitutional requirements is the Constitution. Yeah, I apologize. Within the Constitution is the warrant. Okay, the warrant is a requirement. They came to his home to arrest him on the same matter, if I'm correct, a second time. A second time. So it wasn't enough for them to arrest him, unlawfully arrest him one time. They then had to go and get the federal marshals involved, which is a separate jurisdiction, okay, mind you, and have him arrested a second time, unlawfully. And since that arrest, he has remained in captivity. So this is what we are dealing with. And I find that, living in these colonized countries, that it really pulls or tugs at my heart, the heartstrings, because we have nations all around the world that are always crying injustices and human rights violations. But when these types of situations happen, and they're happening on a consistent and ongoing, and they're happening consistently and ongoing, okay, to our people, no one cares. No one cares. They have conferences, they have conventions, they have meetings. They even develop courts. Okay, they even develop specific courts to address human rights violations that are happening in other parts of the world. But here in the alleged, because they call them the former British colonized countries. There's no former about it. We are still colonized. Okay. No one cares what happens to the Aboriginal Indigenous peoples in these countries, in which are companies. So I would actually like to read Article 1 and Article 2 to you from the Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples. And in Article 1 of the Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, it states specifically, okay, that Indigenous peoples have the right to the full enjoyment as a collective or as individuals of all human rights and fundamental freedoms as recognized in the Charter of the United Nations, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and international human rights laws. Okay. Article 2 then goes on to state that Indigenous peoples and individuals are free and equal to all other peoples and individuals and have the right to be free from any kind of discrimination in the exercise of their rights, in particular, that based on their indigenous origin or identity. Now, there are other articles. However, I will not, bore you, because I don't really know specifically who the audience is, who I'm speaking to. And so, I like to, instead of sitting here and lecturing, I like to just, keep it very, very simple, so that there are no misunderstandings regarding what it is that is being said or communicated. However, through this particular document, which is a United Nations document that deals with human rights violations specifically for Indigenous peoples, okay, it specifies what type of rights it is that Indigenous peoples have. Now, when you're dealing with, the United Nations, all right, and we will actually place, we're going to place a link later on, so that you on your own can actually visit the United Nations website and peruse all of the human, the human rights laws that they have enacted, and that you can even look at the United Nations Charter and look at what their mission and their purpose is, and what it is that they have adopted and they have committed themselves to. Now, all of the signatories or participants with the United Nations, they are adhering. They are obligated to operate in accordance with the laws of the United Nations. That includes the United States. This is the reason why I bring this up, because while we are dealing with the Commonwealth that has, as well as the federal government, because the U.S. Marshals were involved in the most recent kidnapping and capturing of Rich Long, the states as well as the federal government are supposed to comply with the United Nations Charter, as well as all of the human rights, okay? Because we're talking about human rights. When you are kicking in people's doors and entering their homes and just taking them out without having any probable cause, without them having committed any crimes, regardless of whether they consider you to be a prisoner of war or whatever, okay? Because as indigenous peoples here in our own lands, colonized, yes, we are actually prisoners of war, regardless of whether you consider yourself that or not. And so with that being the case, the Geneva Convention would actually apply to the treatment that that we receive, here in these lands of our captivity. So yes, there is no reason why, no legitimate reason why it is that Rich Long has been, captured, kidnapped, that we have been provided with. Okay. And that's the other thing. It's like, if he has committed some type of infraction, okay, he's still entitled to certain rights. Okay. The Constitution provides him with that. And so does the Geneva Convention. He has rights, even if he has committed some crime. But we're talking about someone who has not committed a crime, or at least they have not provided us with any crimes that he has committed. Okay, so we're here to, to ask, okay, or act, or present a call to action on behalf of, the United Nations. Okay, these are the individuals who are coming together, who are talking about, how, human rights violations and, the commitment of, genocide. Genocide is, the mass murdering, of individuals, of a race of people. And we know that the United States has committed, genocide against the indigenous peoples. You may not have known that you were a part of those indigenous peoples, meaning like your ancestors, but yes, you are indigenous to these lands. Okay. So, there about, I think there was in August. Okay. And I'm going to bring up an article just to segue into this particular topic here. But the article deals with how, Detroit City Hall is corrupt. Okay, their government is corrupt. They have a corrupt government, and we know that Philadelphia is corrupt. Okay, if you don't know, then I don't know where you have been, but Philadelphia is corrupt. There have been a number of articles that have been written about it, but the most recent article is titled "By the Hill." Okay, FBI raids Detroit City Hall counselors' homes. All right, and within this article, which was actually linked to, I apologize for that. We have these pop-ups that come up when you go to certain websites. Okay, so the article basically discussed how the FBI raided Detroit City Hall and the home of two city councilors. And this article is dated August 25th, 2021. And the reason that I bring this up is because we're dealing with corruption, okay? Corruption within the government. And there's another article that was specifically identifying the political parties that these individuals, like these states that are actually like deeply entrenched with corruption, what a political party they are affiliated with. Now, many of you may not know, but at some point in time, I was involved in politics. But this is not me being involved in politics. This is just me just stating the facts as they have been presented in these articles, which we will also include in the bottom once we are done with the live. And that basically they have indicated that those states or commonwealths that have a high percentage of Democrats who are actually running the cities are, you know, they have a lot of corruption. These individuals, they just think that they can do whatever they want. The Constitution is thrown out the window. They have taken on, a veil of pomp and pride and arrogance, and they snub their noses at the law. And of course, these are individuals who are supposed to be the law enforcers. These are individuals who are supposed to be advocating on behalf of the rights of individuals. These are individuals who are, who have been sworn to protect and to uphold the Constitution. And that is something that, we really need to pay attention to, because with that oath of office that is taken, there is the oath that says that, you are to protect and to defend the Constitution. That's at the federal level as well as at the state or commonwealth level, okay? Against both domestic and foreign terrorists, all right? So if the domestic officials are violating the Constitution at the federal as well as the state level, then that means that those officials who are sworn to protect, okay, to enforce the Constitution are supposed to step in and do something. However, what has happened is that we have a system of individuals who have conspired and colluded with each other so that they can receive payment in addition to the salaries that they receive as public officials. And, the payment that they are receiving is coming from, bribes and, them extorting funds from the people. Now, these are all facts. And what we are here to say is that, just like in this article, where the FBI has raided the Detroit City Hall and government, okay, we are calling to end corruption in the city of Philadelphia. We need for corruption to end, but not only here in the city of Philadelphia, but all throughout the nation, okay? But more specifically, because we have been dealing with and personally experiencing the violation of the laws of the indigenous peoples here, okay? To the benefit of those corrupted officials, and then also to the benefit of those who they want to actually move into the city. Because let's not forget that there is a gentrification agenda. All right. And the gentrification agenda includes them moving or pushing indigenous peoples out of their lands. As I have shared with you before, my family has been in in the Woodlands area. Okay. That's what they refer to now as University City, because the universities are taking over. University of Pennsylvania and Philadelphia College of the University. I'm sorry, the names of the universities have changed. Philadelphia University of the Sciences have decided that they are going to, land grab. And so they have been pushing out the indigenous people. And that means that they have been taking their homes, and that they have been engaging in fraudulent activities to have people evicted from their homes so that people could lose homes that they have actually had in their families. Now, is there any connection to, to what happened to Rich? I don't know if it is connected to the property issue, or maybe there is, a movement for, for not just people who own homes, but also
I'm gonna tell you about a movement
who are renting in the area who look like us.
Thanks to, I'm sorry.
Ahead.
Thanks to the people at peopleblack.com. Rich and this is an announcement.
Yes, we want to take a little breather here. A little
yes,
break for
yes, yes. Yeah, we partner with them. We become brand ambassadors. So you'll be seeing that soon. This is waiting for you for Rich when he comes out.
United we stand.
Yes, yes,
Divided we fall.
So,
you guys need to.
He loves hats.
To remember that.
We've already talked to them. And so you'll be seeing that soon. We'll be doing that. Also, if you go to my page, Mama Bear Queen 215 on Instagram, you will see the receipts of Rich's some of his military family reaching out, because I know we posted that they have been, but some people, you know how it is, they want to see receipts. So you can go over to Mama Bear Queen 215, and I'm very thankful, because that was surprising. And they didn't reach out to me personally. They reached out to that particular person, reached out to through our business Instagram, which is Mad Pop Worldwide. And you'll be able to see a lot of stuff, what Rich has been doing with this company. He's been here since April. And I'm just going to take a few minutes to just say a phenomenal person. Him and I, because we work together, of course, it gets heated, of course, but we love each other. We really do. And I really respect him. I respect everything that he tries to do. I see the vision. And, we definitely have his back. But it's not right. He's 100% innocent. It's solo. Hey, salute Rich. 100, yes. DJ Maestro, Leonard Pill. Yes, hey. Free Rich Long. Yes.
Right. Free him.
He has committed no crime. He's committed no crime. What we are realizing is, in hindsight, so that's why we're making this video, because we didn't understand what all of this was coming from. Of course, we know it's from the Karen, but it snowballed when the guy who was defending Karen that day, days later, put his hands on Rich as Rich was coming from the store. Rich tried to avoid him when he was going to the store. He crossed the street. But when he came out the store, I guess he felt like, look, I'm just going to walk, where I got to go. I ain't going to make no special extra trips. So he just walked past them, and the guy was taunting Rich, calling his name, all this crazy stuff, trying to egg on something because of days before when I said that he Kate for Karen. Rich did say, mind your business. You mind your business or whatever. And they kind of got into a word off. So I'm not surprised that this person is being aggressive days later. But like I said, it all stemmed from that situation. It's a snowball effect because he would have never had that interaction with him if Karen didn't lie. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't. And from that point on, instead of when he put his hands on Rich, instead of dealing with whatever they were going to deal with mano a mano, he went to the police. Okay, he went to the police, and that's how they got all up and involved. And from that point, we feel like those other two instances that included weapons were a setup of whatever, some sorts. That could be true. It's alleged. It's not. We're not saying those are facts. That is what Rich believes.
And reasonably so.
I was just about to say that's reasonably so. With finding out the missing piece of the puzzle is that, and the thing about it is, Rich let that guy make it. You know what I'm saying? Because the police asking Rich, well, why didn't you come to the police? Why didn't you come to us? Because it's all about who gets there first. Mm. But Rich was not trying to he's from a different. I don't know what this is. I've never seen nothing like this before. I'm not trying to say that because I know a lot of solid people right here in Philly. So that's not what it was. I don't know what the heck it was.
But it clearly wasn't Rich who was the aggressor.
Oh no, it wasn't Rich the aggressor. I'm saying I don't know what it was that made him go to the police. You know what I'm saying? And what type of, what that was all about. But if it was a situation mano a mano, Rich let the guy, make it. Just like, okay, whatever. He wasn't going to call the police. And even though I told him, I said, that's what you should do. Because it was something that he was very upset about. He was very upset about that.
And of course he would be. He was
exactly.
He was assaulted.
Rightfully so. Exactly.
This individual had put his hands on him.
Exactly. So rightfully so, he was very, very, very upset. And I think that guy felt he knew he was very, very, very upset. And so, instead of facing anything, whatever, because that could have just been a conversation with grown people, you know what I'm saying? He goes to the police and
files a false police
report that says whatever. We still haven't seen that.
Oh yes, there's no warrant. The charges have not been provided. There's been nothing.
They have Rich on nothing. He's done nothing. But just because he's Rich, he's a character. They think it's okay. They think it's all right to hold up somebody's life just because they won't bend or break to whatever you're talking about. They have a difference of opinion, or they're just not who you want them to be. That's still not a sufficient enough.
That's not probable cause.
No, it's
that
not.
Doesn't rise to the level of a crime or probable cause in this situation, especially when you have a video that shows that the individual who you are actually holding unlawfully is innocent. Mm-hmm. He was not the aggressor. He was not the one who was firing his gun. He's not the one who was shooting his gun up into the sky. That was not Rich. It was very clear from the video that I saw that was uploaded on YouTube by the Philadelphia police, and so, this kind of choppy. This begs the question, like, what, these individuals who were communicating with him, they identify themselves as being detectives. What kind of detectives are they when they are arresting the victims? Now, this is what's happening in Philadelphia. It didn't just happen to Rich, but this is something that is happening. Crime is rampant here. White collar crime, any type of crime where, that is, designed to protect those who are of a different persuasion. And then also, those crimes that are putting private money into their pockets. And what I mean by private money, I mean money that is not a part of their salaries. Okay. So, we can all sit here and pretend like these things are not happening and that they don't matter. But, those of us who have eyes to see and ears to hear, okay, we see and we hear what is happening, and we know that things are not getting better and that they are becoming worse. Okay, so my question to you all is, what are we going to do about it?
Exactly.
What are we going to do about it? Because, I have my voice. She has her voice.
Mm-hmm.
Rich has his voice. And look where that has ended him up.
Exactly.
These individuals, we have tons of articles. You can go and do your own research. Unfortunately, some of the articles that I do have that I was able to acquire over the past 6 years, some of those articles are no longer available online. They are revamping the internet, and they are taking down a lot of information that does not hold them in a favorable light. And so, a lot of what we are saying here is it's true, but the individuals the puppet masters,
yeah,
they have control,
it's crazy
over the puppets,
indigenous chosen,
and all of the resources that they have. And so they also have the ability to control the content. Okay, the content that would actually provide us with the evidence that we need in order to burn them. Okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's very blatant. Their acts are blatant. Their acts are unlawful. Mm-hmm. And they don't care. And so that goes back to, where the article just recent with Detroit.
You saw the way they busted the door.
Absolutely. Yes, you saw the video. How they came in, destroyed, hit the door so that the lock or the hinge or something came off. Made no announcement. There was no knock, no announcement. Just boom, just came in, and that was the marshals who came and did that. The United States Marshals. Again, I am confused, but then on the other hand, I'm like, okay, well, did they get the marshals involved because this individual is an indigenous individual, and they understand that when you're dealing with indigenous matters, it's really a federal jurisdiction issue? But then those marshals handed him over to the Philadelphia police because he's in the Philadelphia police. He's in the Philadelphia.
No, and I don't even think it's that deep. Okay, that's
okay. See, I'm getting deep with it, trying to again unfold.
We uploaded the video mysteriously, and this is so funny because even Rich said when that happened, why is this happening? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we can't even have one good day in this freaking neighborhood without there's somebody trying to impose some BS. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's draining. You saw how Rich was looking at the end. They're very draining.
Yeah, and on the video,
shit.
He was actually saying, what do you charge? What do you charge me with, right?
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about when he came out of the situation and the first time. He never, he complied when he got out the first time. He laid low as possible. Didn't really move the car. Just stayed, and that's what made me feel like, okay, well, and that's when all the rest of the harassment started, was the boot on the car and just trying to deplete funds. Got to deal with that, handle that. Then we get this mysterious email that we posted. From
the
Detective Martella.
Yes.
And that was weird to Rich, for somebody to be to be emailing him after 8 o'clock at night. And
which is unusual.
Yes.
Which is very unusual.
Yes.
Within
and that's why
the industry anyway.
Yeah.
The legal industry.
And that's why any response that Rich made, he CC'd the lawyer and said, just trying to, I'm just letting you know I'm CCing somebody else because I don't know what's going on and why you contacting me. Because I think somebody said, oh, well, why did he didn't know that person was going to be contacting him. It was weird to him. It was weird to him. We were out, and then he saw the email alert, and he's like, what the heck is this? This is weird. And it threw his whole freaking night off. You know what I'm saying? Like, it threw his whole night off. So he responded back, and you see that posted, he responded back or whatever. And you saw what he wrote. He wrote about the white lady. And the next morning, the doors was bust out and they arrested him again. So we're not going to sit up here and try to spin a whole bunch of narratives. If he would keep it on this black on black crime, he would still be out. It's that email that said he wanted those tapes.
And because he didn't,
What do you mean? Because he wanted the phone calls and the tapes or whatever. And like I said, that was 8 o'clock at night. And then 8 o'clock in the morning, his doors busted open and he's back in jail. Didn't do anything with the whole time he was out. Barely moved, didn't move the car, nothing. They upped the bail from $50,000 to $200,000. Mind you, he's done nothing. Still, to this day, has done nothing. Labeled him a flight risk. That's another thing. Labeled him a flight risk.
That was part of their reasoning for the $200,000, allegedly.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yes, it is.
A flight risk based upon nothing that they have provided us with anything reasonable. No priors. Okay, so it was like you said, he was home.
Exactly. Like I said, and even remember in the phone call, he said the same thing, and we had even talked. Because I'm telling you this, and he said the same thing when he called in from prison. He was like, I tried to be as lay low as possible. Like, what the hell more did they want? Like, and I said the same thing. Like, what the fuck more do you want? But it wasn't that. And it wasn't what you said. It was that. And that's what I made sure that we pieced together. Because that email, that mysterious email coming that night.
The night before.
Yep. Less than 24 hours, the email came. That night around after 8 o'clock. And then that morning, here we go. And what he did, what he wrote back to that detective was, first he let him know that I'm CCing my lawyer because I'm not sure what's going on and why you contacted me. And then he cut and copied and paste what he wrote, so that way the lawyer would know what this person is giving him and the information. And then he wrote about how this all started from that woman
we call Karen.
Because
she is an unknown. We have no idea what her name is.
And that next day, 8 o'clock a.m. See, that's all. Be quiet. I'm white and I'm say so. And who are you to ask for anything?
Before you respond to that, I just want to reiterate that if they say that,
hold on, I just want to respond to maybe Rich shouldn't have replied. Well, you know what I always say, my yachts? Sometimes you got to let the devil come through with his plan. See, my thing is, a coward dies 1,000 deaths. Do you understand? Rich said what he wanted to say, and he stood on it. So whatever happens, happens because he stood on his ground, and that's his American right to do so. So
that's his human right.
Human right.
That's his human right. Okay, we were talking about the human rights in the United Nations. So that's his human right.
His human right to question how he's being treated.
Yes.
It's his human right to, I mean, it's just a lot. They're really taking things very, very far. And we're shedding light on it. That's it. That's all we're doing is shedding light on what's going on, how he's being treated. It's unfortunate that people can't just mind their business, because that would have resolved everything. People voluntarily coming into situations, voluntarily putting themselves in somebody else's life, and then try to act like they're the other person is the aggressor or
the orchestrator.
The orchestrator. Come on. It's sick.
The devil is a liar. The devil is a liar.
So I just want to stop for a minute. If anybody can, please make sure that you are donating. We have the links, everything in the chat, and we do need an extra person to be putting all of this. If any moderators or anybody, I don't know. I'm just doing the best I can. But yeah, it's in the description box. Please continue to donate. They are trying to railroad Rich. They have nothing that it probably will stick, but they're going to try their damnedest to halt his life as long as they can possibly can. And in their minds, they feel justified. But the real culprit is, and who they really need to be upset with, is the person who called them and got them all involved in the first place. It wasn't Rich Long. Why are you protecting and caping for the guy who actually called you and got you into all this? That is the person who we're going to just stand behind people who just can't even hold their own nuts. Like, come on. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, who does that? Who does that? Get the police all involved because you put your hands on somebody and then you didn't like that they, was very upset about that.
Oh, how dare you?
Yeah.
Again.
So instead of dealing with whatever, which could have been just a conversation, if they were man, you know what I'm saying? Instead of dealing with that mano a mano, he goes to the police.
Because the audacity. How dare you get upset?
Yeah, how dare you get upset? How dare your life mean something other than more than my comforts or whatever I feel?
How dare you don't just take what I dished out?
Exactly. So this black man, that put his hands on Rich.
Interesting.
Goes to the police and gets them on him. Act like he's, I don't know, the aggressor in that situation. I don't know what he said. but he knows it wasn't true because there's video footage.
Mm. This situation is kind of, it's reminding me of an encounter that I actually had with a black male, and I'm going to call him black because he was definitely an agent of the colonizer. So if he wants to take on those labels, I will definitely give him that label to be following. When I was protecting my grandmother's property, when the sheriffs came out to evict my 87-year-old grandmother who has dementia from her home that they had stolen from her.
Right?
With the SWAT team. Yeah, it was like sheriff SWAT team all came out, helicopter over. You would think that it was like a 87-year-old, drug bust, terrorist, whatever. And this is what happened. And there was a Dorsey, Sheriff Dorsey, okay, because they had on their bulletproof vest and they had their names on the front and then they had their badge number. And I call him Sheriff Dorsey the Destroyer because he was the one who was leading. He was the legion, because it was a legion of sheriffs who had arrived. Everyone of our persuasion was in the front to make sure that they paved the way of coming and destroying by because their intention was to murder all of us. Okay, he said it. I am here to do damage. That is what he said. My grandmother, my mother, and I was there. He came there to do damage because we had stated that we were indigenous and that the land had been stolen from us by Flag Star and the attorneys who were working for a Flag Star and Matrix Financial. His attitude was, I don't care. That is what they kept saying to us while we were there in the front, and trying to prevent them from advancing, because they came locked and loaded and ready to do damage, ready to do murderous damage. This is the Philadelphia Sheriff's Department. Now, historically, the sheriff's position or purpose is to actually protect the people, all right? To serve as the mediator, not as the assassinator of the Court of Common Pleas or even the attorneys. But in this instance, in the world that we live in today, the sheriff has a right to take life for property. And they came to take life for property that, yes, had been unlawfully and fraudulently taken from my grandmother. And I think I discussed that in another video, so I don't need to belabor, the facts of the situation and how my grandmother has dementia. And in 2016, she was deemed by the courts to be legally incapacitated. Okay, so anything prior to that, like, think about it. How much time does it take for you to completely lose your faculties? Allegedly in 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 5 years later, when she's deemed legally incapacitated, she was competent enough to enter into a contract with Flag Star as the sole fee simple of the property, because that's what it indicated on the intake document, and she was not. Okay, if you look at the deed, which Flag Star should have done, and they would have seen that there was someone else there. But I have also specifically provided information regarding how they took steps to write in, to cut and paste, my mother's signature.
Yeah, and you got to really watch your senior citizens, family, watch and then watch American Greed, because that's the main thing they do is target senior citizens. Okay, senior citizens. So please, they are very trusting of people. They come there with a smile, and they will scam these senior citizens right out of their money, their home, their everything. Their savings,
including their lives. Because there was a situation that happened before of 2016, and I think this was like 2014. So we got 11, 12, 13, 14, 3 years after she allegedly enters into this contract, okay, where someone attempted to take her life while she was entering her house at night. Someone cracked her over her head, and with something in her skull was cracked. All right, she had to be rushed to the hospital. Fortunately, my mother was at the house.
Good.
This happened at 1361 South 46th Street. This is the asset that the sheriffs of Philadelphia County was willing to murder us over some
Allegedly.
they actually came, guns, and as I stood there, there were like 3 or 4. You see, I'm about what, $120? 3 or 4 black males jumped on me. Okay, there's a video where you hear me saying, "Get off me, get off me, get off me." So
that's right here on this channel.
It's right here on this channel. It happened. These are not theatrics. These are not theatrics. We are not making up the facts. These are the facts as they occurred. Okay.
And just to tell a little bit about our background, while people may think it is Rebecca Rashia, she's a trained ballerina.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Right?
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I take ballet classes. Yes, I do. I love ballet.
She has her ballet shoes on right now.
Yeah, I do.
So I've been doing music for
she is a fantastic musician. Fantastic.
Producer,
I've seen some of her
everything.
Work
so we've been doing everything. So we're very theatrical people. So people may not know that, to take things seriously, because we're just full of love and light. But yes, and we don't wear what the world does to us. You know what I'm saying? We don't carry that in our hearts.
There you go. That's a good way of putting it. We do not carry a lot of the injustices that have happened. And believe me, I personally have had a significant number of them. If you just Google my name, you will see how they have been coming after me, from poisoning me to, just working to just discredit me and, assassinate my character. And, through my work that I have done, I have always been an advocate for my people. One of the main reasons that I wanted to become an attorney, okay, was so that I could help my people. That is the primary reason. I wanted my people to be informed. I wanted them to just, to be able to be knowledgeable. And here it is when I step in and try to help my own family, they just they came after me. They came after my father. They took my father's house. Okay. They took my grandmother's home. And it's like, when are they going to stop? And then after they took my grandmother's home, the sheriff was like sitting outside one of our other homes watching, because they were upset that my grandmother and my mother actually had somewhere else to go. Okay. So it's like, this is what we're dealing with. And I know that this is not just happening to my family, because before my family started to have these situations, I had gotten involved with assisting other people in the city of Philadelphia whose homes had been taken away from them. And so, again, we don't have hard evidence, but it's like, when things are happening and you have eyes to see and you have ears to hear, you can see through the BS. Okay. You can see through the plausible deniability. All right. The plausible deniability, where you have individuals who are doing things right in front of your face and, just kind of like snubbing their noses up at you because they think that because you are the little person that they have the right to come in and step on you and beat you down. And so we have the same situation here in the Rich Loan case.
Yes.
We have an unlawful arrest.
Yeah.
We have an unlawful
He did nothing.
detainment.
He has done nothing.
And he is, they're still holding him, trying to figure out.
But he won't stop saying he's innocent. I don't know what they want. They want him to just concede to whatever
their demands are.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that they want. And
another thing to answer your question, Mayat, he knows he's innocent. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he said, he said he didn't kill nobody, he ain't shoot nobody. They can't keep him forever. You know what I'm saying? So
the thing about it is when there have been a history of the so-called authorities here in the United States who have taken political prisoners and who do hold them indefinitely. Okay, so
yeah,
I know
they'll make up stuff,
right?
And
with a lot of with Rich being as vocal as he was about just a lot of things, just speaking his mind, asserting his First Amendment rights, constitutional rights. They don't like that. They hate it. They despise it when we of this persuasion actually know what our rights are.
Exactly.
They despise it.
It
infuriates them. It infuriates them when they see that instead of us shucking and jiving.
Yeah, you uppity.
And
uppity Negro.
Yeah, you uppity Negro. So you think you think you're so smart. And, all of this, but they weren't thinking about that when they took our money for us to attend their universities.
Why can't we be smart?
Yeah, why can't we be intelligent?
Let's answer that question. Damn, can we be smart?
Can someone respond?
Exactly.
We don't know. That's the other thing. They will not tell us what he is being charged with. They will not tell us.
No.
Do you know what
I never saw the warrant. They just like
no warrant. No, nothing.
It was papers, but it was like they never showed it to me. They had something in their hands.
Even when you went to court, did they announce what the charges were?
No.
There was no.
They didn't sign the paperwork. So I don't.
Nothing. This is
Yeah, that ain't trying to hot potato. No, this is crazy. Stop playing. Free Rich Long. You have nothing on him. There's nothing on him. Stop playing games.
Yeah, stop trying to come up with with charges. But again, personally, I've been in that situation also where they don't have anything on you, and so they will just try to find something. But see, and I know this is probably not the place for it. But I'm just going to say this: the system as you think it.
Oh well, let me tell you. I mean, they did charges. They got the gun charges. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna just
keep it legal. Possession?
Yeah, keep it legal. She's gonna take over and
possession.
Just let you guys know. Tell a little bit about your background, and then in the legal field, and then kind of break it down.
Okay.
With what there's what's going on.
Okay.
I mean, we don't know much. I mean, it's very vague information, but from what we talked to him on the phone and gathered, she's gonna kind of take it over.
You mentioned the gun charge.
Well, first tell about your little bit about
my background. My background is currently I am the U.S. Consul of the Wali Yamasee Indigenous Native American Association of Nations, and what that essentially means is that I am the legal individual. I am the lawyer, okay, for lack of a better term or title, for the Indigenous nation. Indigenous nations do not necessarily have attorneys. And the reason for that is because attorney is a special terminology that was created for the colonies that were sent here by the British government. Okay, they are individuals who are highly trained by the Inns of Court. So that's a little bit of history, something that you can do some research on. But anyway, my background is, yes, I have been to law school. I graduated law school. I've taken 3 bars, Pennsylvania, New York, and New Jersey. And I was a practicing lawyer. Before I was a
Yes, Green
practicing
Rich
lawyer,
Long. Yes.
I was also a professor of law. And I did, my background is very involved in the legal arena. And so what we are what we are talking about, or the things that I am saying, it's not just it's not just stuff that is of my opinion. Okay, regardless of what the system is trying to make me out to be, or trying to make everyone think, it is very, very clear. Okay,
And just as a disclaimer, she's not here to give any type of legal
yes. Absolutely
advice
not.
of any kind.
And I am also not here to I'm not here to give any legal advice, because with the series of things that I have been going through, they have unilaterally, I know Pennsylvania has, disbarred me. I was not present, did not receive any due process. Like I said, they have been trying to discredit, really destroy my, assassinate my character. And so, violate my constitutional rights, involving any property. Like I said, they're physically taking my family's property, their land, and now they are working on taking, anything that I can use to establish a livelihood, which is also property, if you don't know that. So this has been, an ordeal, an uphill battle that I myself have personally experienced, personally, and then also because I have assisted other people with fighting this battle.
I don't know if you just heard Yo broke 23. Yes. You see this? This is a new okay. This is a new brand partnership that we just got into. They saw our story, and we have this waiting for Rich when he comes home. So you're going to be seeing us posting stuff. You can go to our Instagram. His is Keeping People Real TV. Ours is Mad Pop Worldwide, MADD Pop Worldwide. And my personal one is Mama Bear Queen 215. And you can deep dive into what Rich has been doing, his music, and also how our story.
Yeah, they're very talented individuals. There is there's a special chemistry between these two when they get together, and they are able to create, art. Like I, as a dancer, the music that she has put together, I was like, wow, like this is really nice.
Yeah, we really take it seriously. And you're gonna be seeing more of myself on this network, and also Rashia on this network. She's already been taping for her own show, which is going to be premiering within sometime next week.
Yes.
So you're going to be hearing more about that. Also, you can go to my company's page, Mad Pop, on here on YouTube. You can also go to www.madpop.com, and also my podcast that's coming out. It's called the Godmother Podcast, and it's going to be, and you'll see Rashia on there as well, and hopefully Rich.
Yes, free Rich Long.
Free Rich Long.
Free him.
You'll be seeing that, and it'll be on this network and that one. So just keep an eye out for that. Also, you can see stream his music on Amazon, iTunes, Spotify, Tidal. That is all. That is, all this is to stop his bag. How do they say it? Stop his bag.
Oh, stop the bag.
So but people are more tapped in and tuned in than ever. So that's why sometimes you do have to let the devil go through with certain plans, because you have to have faith in what you believe in. Let me
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Mm.
Yeah. That's why. Because they want to manifest or not manifest, manufacture some engagements and some interactions and some moments. And he just trying to get to his house, to the car, or the house to the store. And these people want, because again, they don't value us. So we're just, because they're shucking and jiving and scratching and surviving, you may be doing something else. Nobody valued Rich and what he was doing in his life to maybe just say, you know, let him just walk to where he got to go and stop bothering him.
Well, let's keep it real. Also, they see one of us, and no matter what it is that we're doing, professional or otherwise, when they look at us, all they see is a nigger.
Yep,
that's all they see.
That's it.
That's
and
all
black people
they
see the same thing.
That's all they
see the same thing.
We can't.
So they think they come up to you and think they on some 5 on a black hand side, like we gonna be all cool, and then now look at us now. He did all that shucking and jiving, trying to play around with Rich, and Rich wasn't playing, and this nigga went to the cops. And now all of a sudden, this now, by them doing that, brought the heat into the situation.
Yes.
Okay, 100 times worse.
The devilish heat.
So exactly. So I just wanted to clear up, as I know that we've been putting out different things, but when we say, oh yeah, call the cops or whatever, it's just more in a general way of you needing help and these people not helping. That's what I mean by that. But not one time in this whole situation has Rich ever called the cops. It was he actually let the guy make it when he put his hands on him. Actually, and he even said, I told him to file something on them. And he didn't. And look where it ended up. You know what I'm saying? It's a daggone shame. You give another person a pass because they actually violated you, but they do something devilish and go try to set you up just because they don't want to take a lick back or whatever. What's going to happen mano y mano? That could have even ended in a conversation. Yeah, that person, which we didn't know. This is why we wanted to come on and do a live right now. So that way we could kind of give you, and you can go back. I don't want to go back to say the whole thing over again, but we kind of gave the full rundown from start to finish. And we know where it started because, again, Rich's life wasn't in no type of high danger before this Karen situation, and everything snowballed from there. And that is it. They know what's going on. They know that we're not lying. They just want to hold up Rich, mentally break him, buck break him, and throw permanent charges on him. So
to discredit him.
To discredit
him. This is what they do. This is their strategy.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they do when you are seen as a threat to them, or they view you as someone who is not submissive.
That's
when you are not a good slave, or or you will not submit to them. So what they do is they send their goons. They put their goons on you. Ooh. And what they try to do is they try to rule by might. Okay, and because they want to show you that they have the power and that they can make you very, very sorry. Very sorry.
Yes. You better watch your mouth, good buddy. Yeah.
Stay in a good little niglet way.
That's right.
Stay in your place.
Don't get uppity.
Yeah, don't get uppity.
And don't you be go stirring up the good niggers. That's the main thing.
Especially when you live in a city where you got to pay to play. How about that one? You got to pay to play. And so because you have to pay to play, then it makes it okay for the things that they do to you. Because, you know, you didn't pay us to run for office. You didn't pay us to try to, you know, get into the entertainment industry.
Exactly.
You know, you didn't pay us because
how dare you? How dare you?
How dare you go against
have a dream?
What we say? Okay,
that
so
we
what?
didn't approve of.
So what? That we tried to steal your grandmother's house. You still have to pay us the mortgage.
Exactly, and that's what Rich believed the same thing, and that's why that guy ran to the police.
You know, I have to just keep asking people because I find myself alone. I do. I find myself alone, even though I represent so many people.
Yo, Broke 23, you out. All right. Thank you.
Please.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Keep Rich in prayer.
Absolutely. Everyone, please keep him in prayer. And let's pray that, that the Creator opens up a way for Rich to come home. And for these demons to just leave us alone.
Yeah, please.
I mean, basically,
the whole thing about it is we were already, like I said, moving out of the area. So, and majority of people knew that, so everything was all good. Everything was all great. This extra unnecessary setback was completely avoidable, especially if you know that people are moving away. See, my thing is people, they act like, oh yeah, I don't like you, I don't want to be around you, but they really do. They want to engage, they want to have moments, they want to, what I'm saying, because people that's a little bit different, especially since Annie has like a little Southern accent that's a little bit different.
Oh, yes.
A different type of way of dressing and stuff. So, people may see that and they want to see what that's all about. Or, just check a person out to see, just have a little, just see what they're about. And yeah. You see what they be about now? Like, I don't know. You see things, as it, I don't know. It's just, did we get everything we needed to see out the situation? Because it just looks silly, stupid, and dumb to me. Unnecessary. Keep your hands to yourself. And that's all Rich was saying that night.
And rightfully so.
Exactly.
When someone puts their hands on you,
oh, thank you.
You do
please.
have the right to
they done
defend
upped
yourself.
his bond, quadrupled it.
Yes.
Out of nowhere. Like I said, he wasn't doing anything. And
because he's a flight risk.
Oh yeah. They said that was the reason why. Even though he didn't go nowhere and ain't been on a flight. Please. Exactly. It's silliness. And whatever reason, they don't want Rich to feel like he's innocent, and he is. They want him to take whatever.
They want to break him.
Yes.
Just like they want to break.
Isn't that sad?
Us. As a whole.
Isn't that sad?
We are here and they feel like they are doing us a favor by allowing us to remain in our land while they profit off us. Notice how every nation can come here and profit, but when we try to do something, they shut us down. They slap us down.
Ooh, with the mighty hand.
With the mighty foot.
Ooh, oh good.
So, it's like we really have to be mindful. These are not times for us to be sleeping.
Exactly.
Or to
wake the hell up.
To be cowards. Because times are they're getting worse. They're not going to get better. You know, we are going backwards. You know, whatever our ancestors did for us in order for us to be able to get them off our back, in terms of, like, you know, not having them kill so many of us anymore and just be doing all types of stuff to us. Those days are over. It's now like we are reverting to those days. And so now, you know, they're starting to do those things to us again. You know, this whole situation with them, the policy enforcers, police officers throughout the nation, just being able to shoot us, and then they're just all getting off because, you know, because they are saying that they were reasonably in fear. How are you reasonably in fear? You're what, because of our blackness? Like, what is going on here? The color of our skin? You're afraid of the color of our skin?
And I can only speak for myself, okay? And I can speak for Rich pretty much before this incident. I personally do not have a problem with anybody of service.
Yeah.
I feel like that service is needed when done correctly. But it's just a lot of extra stuff going on. And it can't just be us against them or this either. And I think that's where conversations need to be had. See, I was about to say mom here. The Godmother podcast is going to be the tough love conversations that we need to have. And it may be talking to police officers.
Yes.
It may be talking to political figures.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we've had this conversation across the aisles a lot of times. I've, plenty of shows have done that. So, how can we do more? How can it be lasting?
Yes.
That's the thing. Not just a conversation, but how can it be a lasting thing? Now, we definitely understand, because I don't want anybody that's of service to think that myself, Mad Pop Records, even Keeping People Real TV, we value people of service. Really, all three of us are or were people of service at one point in time.
Absolutely.
Okay? She was a lawyer.
Mm-hmm. An attorney.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I worked at the post office for years, United States Postal Service.
Mm-hmm.
Rich was in the military.
Decorated veteran, right?
Decorated veteran.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
So at some point we all believed in this.
Exactly.
In this system, the United States.
I really and we all went into it things with a good heart.
With a good heart.
With a good heart.
A good heart
to make change. To make,
positive change.
Positive change.
Positive.
And found ourselves alone or at the other end of a whole bunch of ridicule or I would say disagreeableness, just resistance to just you being you or you asking questions. When you don't go along and get along, you are public enemy number one.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if they will be BFFs with the person who's actually doing all of the stuff that's that they're pointing at you about. They'll be BFS with that person, and they'll actually sick that person on you.
Yes.
And turn a blind eye when you complain. It's all a mind game. It's all a mind game. And how long are we going to continue to play that mind game? Rich Long is innocent. 100%. He ain't done nothing, and they don't have anything on him. They are have totally disrespected every one of our rights in every way. Even coming up into my home like that. Come on now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, can you imagine 8 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
People just entering your home unannounced, uninvited.
Yeah.
And they just come in, they grab someone, and they leave.
It's like the slave catchers. Like it ain't no. I didn't. I don't know what was going on. And as
destroy
you see,
your
the
property.
Video,
don't pay for anything.
No. It's complete.
This is this
exactly.
is this is that like how what we are experiencing, and we know we're not the only ones, but this is somewhat unbelievable and shocking. It's shocking to the mind, and it causes a shock to the system, which I'm certain that this is what their intention is. And so as a result, there are actually some lasting effects.
Okay. Well, we really explained it all. You just need to go back, Lexi Brown, and it says, but that's the person that says karma. So
why he is really locked up?
No, don't even explain, because they said exactly what the issue was. They're a hater or a hater to Rich Long, and they just jumbled a whole bunch of fake care to now say what they really feel, which is they want to hate on him because they feel like maybe he got at them a little bit, maybe at one time, roasted them, and now they feel like him being in jail is sufficient. I guess that's how bad he roasted them.
An arrest is supposed to be made.
We already explained
when
it.
There is a crime that has been committed.
First of all, we've been on I don't know when you just tapped in, but we've been on live for almost 2 hours. We've already explained it, Lexi Brown. Okay, so maybe you need to just go back, and I know what have you done? You know what I'm saying? What have you, if you've donated, have you said a prayer? Okay, so no, we're gonna hide that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
Again.
Hold on. Because what don't you believe, Lexi Brown? Because we explained everything. We gave you. We're not involved in Rich Long. We're here to give you. We don't have to do this. Okay. We don't have to do this. And okay, well then you're blocked. Then I don't know. I'll block that comment. But anyway, because we don't have to be here. I'm sitting up here. I'm managed, Rich. What the fuck you mean? Don't you think I want my money to continue and music to continue? Why the fuck would I want him to be fucking away, dumbass?
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't even feel like.
I would like to define, because we've used.
Block him completely.
We have used, or at least I have used, that the term fraud, and as a legally trained individual, I do not use terms without understanding the meaning of them. And fraud it legally is defined as, the wrong, as a noun, as the wrongful or criminal deception that is intended to result in financial or personal gain. Okay. Now, we are here to speak on behalf of and to support Rich Long. Okay.
It.
Based upon the facts and the events, the circumstances that have been presented to us.
We already explained what happened. There was no crime. So it's really nothing to explain. I just gave you the events that led to that, which stemmed from a white woman lying on him. What more is there
which is
to
a fact.
say? Yeah, it's like what?
So
there's nothing else to give. We don't have no more information because he was locked up off of pure hate.
I mean, we're not going to sit here and make things up, because then that would be lying. Okay, not necessarily a fraud, because we have no financial gain from that. Okay, we are not profiting from this. Okay, we are here to show our support and to just share the situation.
We're here to give you information. That's it. That's it.
There you go.
That's it.
This is real.
I've never
TV.
Been on his channel. And tell them how you and Rich met, since it's a fraud. Tell them how you and Rich met.
We met because we actually met in the detention center. Okay, so they grabbed me because I'm a political prisoner. And, they grabbed me while I was defending my grandmother's property.
And you can see that. We interviewed her.
I was the only one who was, trying to stop them from advancing into the house to throw my grandmother out on the street or kill her.
You just ain't seen people do things a professional way.
For me, that's my love that I have for my grandmother and my mother. All right. Especially when I know that there are individuals coming after them fraudulently. Now, that is a fraud. When you have individuals who have, fraudulently created documents, cutting and pasting signatures, writing initials on, on documents, but like writing it so like small and illegibly that you can't tell whether it's the individual's, whether it's their John Hancock or not. And then, just lying, on directly on the documents, and then going before the courts and requesting that the courts not, that the courts actually approve the motion, so they don't have to deal with somebody who is knowledgeable about what's going on. And why? All for financial gain. The lawyers involved were all there to get paid. The Court of Common Pleas there to get paid. The sheriff's office there to get paid. Everybody who was involved was willing to kill for property so that they could all financially gain. Every last one of them. The only people who financially gained were the individuals who stole the property. We lost. Okay? We lost. That is a house that my grandfather purchased for my grandmother. She lived in that house for over 30 years.
They came to her grandmother's house with the damn near SWAT team.
SWAT. Helicopter over her head,
so
that they could record and document everything and just make sure and probably, determine whether or not they wanted to drop bombs on us like they did the MOVE people. I mean, that's how they came to our house, ready, willing, and able to kill us
Rich Long. They never showed the property and show all the stuff that
Yeah, so all of this is documented in the court documents if they have not stricken the record. But definitely the asset 1361 South 46th Street, which is the property, which was put in trust, which was put in an Aboriginal Indigenous trust, which became the consular premises of the National Indigenous Law Center. You can check with the IRS. The documents were all filed. Okay.
I mean,
this is, it's like,
don't go above and beyond, because that's not
the
you have to understand. Okay. No.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand, you're a lawyer and everything. And Rich, he deals with a certain sector that they always going back and forth with each other. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to say. So don't take it anything personally, because that's just, they want to get back to him, and we want him here.
Yes, that's why we're here. Free Rich Long.
Free Rich Long. We want him. We don't want to be doing this. We have our own. She has her own. Her grandmother's house just got taken earlier this month.
Yes.
Okay.
October
and she's sitting here
at 9 o'clock in the morning, and they came
for Rich Long,
ready, willing, and everything. That's right. You know, there are other issues, as well as the false arrest that they have, on me. So I am here because I am supporting Rich.
No. She's not Rich's lawyer. She met Rich. They were actually in.
We were captive together the first time. Okay. They captured me, and they captured Rich, and that's how we met. And he was telling his story, and we decided after we got out that we were going to be supportive of each other, because we were both being railroaded.
Oops, sorry, my cat. Let me get my cat away. That.
And speaking of cats, during the situation with them taking my grandmother's house, one of the other chattels that they took was my grandmother's cat. My grandmother has a cat, and her name is Star. And the people, they just came in like pirates and just began to take things. They stole things. The stuff that they actually put in storage, they put in the name of the I guess the trucking company, movers or whatever they were. But yes, they did steal our cat. To this day, since October 6th, 2021, we have not seen our cat. We don't know if they killed her or what have you. But my mother returned to the house numerous times to get the cat, and there was no cat. In fact, the woman, the Asian woman, I guess who is the co-owner or whatever of the company that allegedly purchased the house.
And just so you know, Mayat, she's here and she connected with Rich, and now she's done things with the network because she's also an individual who feels like she's been targeted.
Yes.
By policy enforcers. So she just explained
by the system
her Pennsylvania.
The Pennsylvania Bar Association, they disbarred me. I have no idea why they did that. Like I said, there's a situation that happened back in 2015, and we can include that article in this if they want. But if you watch my show, then I will share that.
I can't include anything in here.
I know. I will share that with you, but
she has her own. She's gonna deep dive into her background.
Yes,
she has her own show that we're actually taping for right now. So
right. So if you're interested in, I guess, in hearing my story and also hearing about the topics or the subjects that I discuss. A lot of it has to do with current events, current situations, things that I can still advocate on behalf of by providing information to the public. Because I just feel that, today there is a lot that is happening, and people are sleeping on a lot of things. And if they don't wake up, they're going to be bitten by the sharks that are in power. These are great whites, and they are circling, and they are ready to attack. Some of us have been bitten by them, and we are dealing with the injuries that we have sustained from the bites.
Yes, the remnants. We're trying to
yes. So we're just trying to warn and to inform. That's it.
We want Rich to be back here too. We don't want to be. We have our own channels. We have our own things. We have our own companies. We have our own business.
Yeah.
She's fighting her own cases. She just went through something with her grandmother, but we're still sitting here in support of Rich Long. And anything else at this time, we have to just wait till he comes home.
And we're praying that that will be soon. You know?
Yeah, we do. We praying that it's soon. I mean, everything is pretty much provable. What the hell? It's a fraud. So what are you thinking? What are you thinking? So police officers, they're just gonna just put all these scenes together. No, this is real. I know it doesn't seem like that. It doesn't seem real for us as well, but it is.
This is the reality, and we are just
reality is scary, isn't it?
Right. Reality is stranger than fiction.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's exhausting. Exactly. And you know, you mentioned like, no, I am not his lawyer or his attorney, but you know, my experiences with attorneys, I have not had good experiences.
And she's not here to give any type of legal advice or anything like that.
We definitely want to make sure that we make sure that's clear, because people have a tendency to misunderstand things when they are not listening properly.
Yes.
And we do not want any misunderstandings. We want to be clear that I am not here to give any legal advice. As you know,
this is just her.
This is me providing my opinion and also just stating the facts. And I am at liberty to do that, regardless of whether
her education.
Exactly. Regardless of whether I, you know, the
bar
association or anybody has anything to say about that, because, you know, my God-given right as an individual, I have a right to use my education.
Exactly.
Thank you. I earned everything. Okay, this is my intellectual property. My intellectual property. And nobody owns what belongs to me but me.
And how many years were you in school?
So, like a total of 8 years. Okay, that's just to obtain, you know, the legal, you know, my law degree, because I had to do 4 years undergrad, etc. So nothing was handed to me. You know, you have some individuals who receive honorary degrees, etc. Nothing honorary was given to me. Like, I didn't work for it. I didn't sit down and study. I didn't take the exams. I've been through all of that. I earned everything that I had, and that still belongs to me. And regardless of whether, as some type of lesson that I am they're trying to teach me, it doesn't matter. You cannot take anything away from me that you did not give me. I earned everything, and that is the law, and they know it. But again, we're dealing with lawlessness.
Exactly.
That's what this video is about.
That's what it's about.
It's about lawlessness and how Rich has been faced with the lawlessness of what is happening here in the city of Philadelphia.
Didn't commit a crime. Everything was done to him. And the guy went and called. I mean, I don't know whether he called or he went down to the police station. But after the situation where he tried to put his hands on Rich when he came out the store, he went to the police. So I just wanted to that's the main thing I wanted to do, is clarify, because I think that was the one part of the whole thing that that was missing. Because I don't want to confuse, and then he was on the phone. I just didn't want to confuse the timeline to think that to forget about the previous events that led up to where he even had to be in an interaction with police. Do you know what I'm saying? No, we didn't know that that guy that put his hands on Rich went to the police, and that's where we're at with those situations where we feel Rich feels like they were orchestrated based off of that guy going there and putting all this heat on Rich because he couldn't handle whatever they were going through mano y mano. So he went to Zaddy?
Too many cowards today.
You know, and now look where Rich is, and Lexi Brown, who we blocked, says said that's karma. You can say that. That's fine. But okay, again, somebody saying something that you didn't like and not harming you in any type of way. You would think that words would be, you would use your brain power for your words, and then, but no, that's go to the police and set somebody up. Like that's equates for not holding your own nuts. I don't know. I guess karma, whatever. But anything else, anybody else? Because we're gonna get off. Um, I just wanted to just wrap up with Rebecca, and I'm trying to give you guys a little bit of our background to let you know why we are like maybe the polar opposite of what you've been used to with Rich. We're here on assignment. We're here because we're of necessity. What is it? Yes, not because we're trying to impede or anything,
or even like continue.
Exactly. No, we want him home. Like him. We want to. Yeah. No, we could never. We want him home. Yes. He came in hot.
He's a unique personality.
Yes, and if left alone, and we could probably get a lot of just great things from his creativity. Mm-hmm. But it's just all these outside interferences, unnecessary setbacks.
Yes.
People just getting into somebody's way and minding somebody's business.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, we've already told the story. Why did you block her? Stand your ground, family. Free Rich. I don't know. That's like two different things. I don't know. Why did we block her? That's one. Because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how this works. I just didn't want to see it anymore. I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Okay, so she's gonna have to figure out.
Yeah, I'm gonna see how I can unblock her or whatever.
But and we also don't have any moderators. We need
we need moderators. Yeah. Anybody want to be a moderator? Or we got some moderators up in here?
Because how this works. There is, like we said, we do, we believe in free speech.
Oh yes. Like I said,
very good. Very good. Like, so in the future, yes, thank you for helping us, because like we said, we are here in lieu of Rich, because Rich he's been captured.
Yes. Okay. He's guiding us from jail of what to do, how to get to this, how to do this. I have never even went live on my own channel. I make pre-recordings, and I added a lot of comedy because it's always comedy and a lot of pain. So that's what we are good for, and that's what we're known for as foundational Black Americans. We can definitely laugh through our pain, but it's very serious. Very serious.
Yeah.
So
yes, we're dealing with a very serious situation because he is incarcerated.
Yep.
Okay. He is incarcerated. He is not home. He is not home. He is unable to continue with his show. He's unable to continue with his creativity.
His job.
He is unable to work.
Yep.
He is unable to take care of his family. He has a family that he has to take care of. Yep. He is responsible for, and they are holding him, and they have not provided us with any type of legitimate reasoning as to why it is that they're holding him. Except for the fact that he has this outrageous bail set at $200,000.
Exactly.
Like I don't know.
So we're just here to give you the information, and we're not going to stay on too long. If you have any questions. Oh yeah. So yeah, I mean, I did stand my ground. I thought that was standing my ground when I looked at it. I don't know. I didn't understand, but that was the reason why, because at the time where this is serious, we don't need to keep hearing you're fraud, because that is distractions. It takes away from what we're trying to do. So I don't know how this works, and maybe that's just,
And also, if there are agents in the room, we don't want them here.
Yeah, because it's not the time.
This is not the time for whatever happened out here that got Rich into his situation for that to enter the room. We are here because our agenda is to provide you with information and to speak to his viewers and let your viewers know what is happening with Rich. Okay, you guys, we have
the main point I wanted to clarify, and I feel like I have. So my thing is, if you got to go back and catch up, because I just wanted to clarify. If it was choppy, it's because we're emotional, and we're not YouTubers. We are just people who support Rich, and he is gracious enough to allow us to still use his platform while he's locked up.
Yes.
So that we appreciate him. We appreciate him, for allowing us to do that. But as far as him, he is locked up. He's 100% innocent.
It's like that song.
What?
I'm locked up. They won't let me out.
Oh goodness!
Like seriously,
I never seen no mess like this before in my life. But as listening to Rashia, I see that it's maybe a little bit more prominent and more
pervasive in Philadelphia.
Then I
can't
would have
speak
known
about other places, but in my position as the JC for the Indigenous Native American Association of Nations. This is something that's happening like nationally. This is not just something that's happening in Philadelphia. Like I read the article about the FBI going in and the city hall. Like there are several cities. Even I know like a couple years ago there was an issue with here in Philadelphia down at City Hall where we had some council people and some state representatives and Congress people who were going to jail. So, they got a couple of them, but it was like what? Snippets of the skin. Like the snake is a full snake. It's a whole snake. And all they're doing is getting some of the scales. And another thing,
Maya, you can go on my Instagram page. You can go on Rich's Instagram page. You'll see us together all over the pages. So anybody's coming here on this page, I don't feel like I gotta be calling us frauds. First of all, he already just said that he respects her and he respects me. So anybody's coming here saying, "Oh yeah, they're frauds and this and that," where he already told you out of his own mouth that he's entrusting us.
Yes, he called when we did the first the first talk, right?
He
called and we had him. He called at that time, and so we're not imposters. We're not individuals who are trying to take over his page.
No,
not at all. I can't do Rich. As you can see, I'm too.
I want him here, like, but even when he came back, he had lost a lot of weight.
Yes. So before we go, we really want to ask that you guys, that you pray for him because the prisons here are, they are not humane. Remember I said that's how we met. I was in there and I'm telling you, like, it is horrible. It is horrible. They make you get cleaned up or whatever to throw you into the trash can. They throw you into the trash can after they tell you, oh, well, we're going to make you take a shower and do all this and clean yourself up because we want you to bring no germs in. But then they have you do that and to throw you into the trash can, rat infested cells, snakes running around, huge flying cockroaches, and then, you got to beg for toilet tissue so that you can clean yourself, and then they don't want you showering after they throw you into the trash can. Like, what type of psychological mind games are they playing?
Because of somebody playing games and running to the cops because they couldn't hold their own nuts. And that's not karma. That's bitch assness. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing honorable in that.
Oh, I guess it was.
And then instead of having shame, trying to double down to now make Rich an aggressor when there's no proof of that in any way, shape, form, or possible, and it's videotape. So no, you read in the description. Read in the description. Everything's pretty much there, of how this started. And like he said, he ain't got nothing to lie about. You know, I know the fact that, and I keep bringing this up because it is a factor. It is a factor that he is transgender. Um, and I think a lot of people want to get into deep diving with him in that. And I'm pretty sure that, you know, like I said, that's not an issue, not a problem. We just got to get him home because it's nothing that, no matter what you think about that, this person is still a very talented, funny individual that we all find, uh, humor in. And as far as good humor, not like negative or bad or teasing, just good humor. Um, his personality, like someone said, his mindset, that's is and his viewpoint. That's the main thing. So nobody could never replace anybody. That is because that's his viewpoint, is what um we love. So we're just here and we're going to be here until he gets home. So you're going to be seeing a lot of things happen on this channel. You're going to see a lot of things happen. But in all things, we'll be working to get Rich home. That is it.
And we would like your assistance.
Yes.
In that. Like
and
I
we
said,
it ain't no
donations, sharing the video so that
Exactly.
other people can hear the
and
story.
we don't have no shame in our game saying that if you have something to donate, please do. I mean, that's nothing to feel bad about if you care about a person. It's not, she's given money and of her time. Okay? So, me being his manager and more, I've given money and of my time. So we putting and thank you, first of all, and thank you to everybody who has reached out, prayed for, given. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I truly appreciate it. Um, and thank you. Please continue. This is going to be a marathon, so get used to it. Get used to it. When you have anything, it don't have to be today. It could be next week. You could get paid next week. You could, you know what I'm saying? It could be something that happened. We do need money for things to move, because they're not playing fair. They done quadrupled his bail now. You know what I'm saying? From 50,000, which was already high, to now 200,000. $500,000. So this is what I'm saying. They obviously feel like he's worth all that trouble, but they have nothing on him, and that's why they have nothing, and they know it, and he knows it, and they're wasting his time. They're wasting his time, wasting his life. His child called me today, and this is talking about some fake. That's why I don't have patience for the shit. Okay? This is real life happening over here. So that can, I'll deal with that. Or not me, I ain't dealing with nothing. Rich Long will deal with that after he's home. But right now, it's very serious when we have a child looking for their parent. And myself, personally, going out and buying and making a Halloween basket full of candy and toys. You can go to my page, Mama Bear Queen 215. I do this. I'm very caring when people, you know what I'm saying? So I put a lot of stuff together, coloring books, everything, and mailed it off to him today. Do you understand?
But that is no replacement for the parent.
Oh, no. No replacement for the parent. That's not what I'm saying.
Oh, I know you're not saying.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying that to the viewers because, you know, as a parent, and we're both parents.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we understand how important it is to be there for, your children.
Exactly.
And we also understand.
So all of this little games
that.
of somebody not being able to hold their own nuts from some white woman lying,
Mhm.
all that is worth this. It doesn't justify. That's not how karma works. That is called targeting. That was not nothing authentic. That was something man-made, and that's why it's not going to stand. And all this bullying after the fucking fact, whatever. Excuse my language. So no. So if it's no, I just don't have the patience for that right now, because we're the ones who have to sit there and console and rationalize, even with him on the line. You know what I'm saying? And that was a tough call earlier today. That was the toughest one.
I know it had to be. Probably called asking to speak to.
No, I'm talking about when Rich called.
Oh,
yeah, that was the tough. Yeah, it was. So
yeah, I was here when that call came through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
and she just had to walk away for a second. You know what I'm saying? They are really trying to break him. Y'all thinking things is a game, just because we, are the ones bringing it to you and not him, and you're focused on other stuff instead of listening and taking the information that people are giving to you and acting upon it. We don't need any detractors. Before he got locked up, he said no more lukewarm soldiers. So somebody coming in already detracting and doing, that's already lukewarm. We don't need it. Nobody has patience for anything anymore, and his patience is really on thin now. It's not even.
Yeah, this is not the time for lukewarm soldiers, not at all.
Mm-mm.
I mean, and
we're here.
In fact,
we're doing the work. It's 2:00 in the morning, if that time is correct, almost. Yeah, exactly. And we're up. We're mothers.
So,
and we're here for Rich Long. Do you understand? We have children. So no. And what I was saying was, I put together the basket to mail off. When I come back from the delivery place, he calls, asking for updates on his parent. I thank God that it just happened that he called as soon as I left the post office, and I gave him. I said, well, you gotta, there's no updates on that. It's hard, and I could tell his heart sank. You know what I'm saying? 10-year-old kid. I have no updates on that, but I did mail you a package, and I gave him the tracking number, because that way, he can track it. So this is what we're going through over here. Real life stuff when somebody has had their freedom taken away from them.
Yep.
In every which way.
Their liberties.
And he's like, he fought for this country and got nothing in return. Absolutely nothing. Just to be a nigga at the end of the day. And then on top of that, transgender. So he's getting it every freaking way. Can't catch a freaking break. So Where's the outrage? Like we said, where is the outrage? Nobody got time for that. An innocent man is behind bars, done nothing. Let a nigga make it, and that nigga called the cops on him and brought all this heat in his life.
Mm. Wow.
Yep. You know, so I gave you the timeline of events. I don't want to keep going back. And this is probably going to be, I'm going to just refer people to this video because it's very hard to do this over and over and over again. Very hard. But I just wanted to clarify because even in our press or in our things, I wanted to clarify that through this whole ordeal, Rich not one time called the police at any time. Not one time called the police at any time. I'm not saying anything wrong with that. I'm just letting it be known the facts of the situation. He was not, in his mind, he was just living his regular schmegular degular life. These events were happening to him. And the first one was the white woman lying on him. The man who comforted that white woman, black man, now wanted to step up in his honor when Rich was going to the store, started harassing Rich on the way home from the store, took his little groceries, was just trying to be funny, bully him, he bigger than him. Rich, he may look big, but he's only about 5'3" or 4. He ain't big at all. You know what I'm saying? So people always feel like they can bully him around. But these bigger guys bully him, and in Karen's honor, because none of this stuff happened before that. And anyway, so he harasses Rich from his door to ours. So that's already showing that Rich wasn't an aggressor. Because how are you aggressively fighting backwards? This is just insanity. And mind you, it's cameras all up and down where we live. Everywhere is daggone there videotaped where we live. So they know exactly what's going on. If they had something, it wouldn't be all this hot potatoing and now I don't know. Nobody wants to give a reasonable answer. And that's what I said in that video. When it's a fact, you people deflect. It's like you're reading off a fucking script. Like, no, what is going on? Why can't we get no real answers? This is like going too far. Now my home got to be destroyed and vandalized and my doors and all this stuff. For what? For somebody who wasn't going on nowhere in the first place and that you knew? It wasn't going nowhere. But like I said, it was because that night before, and that was the setup point. That was the setup point the night before when that email came through. You know what I'm saying? When that email came through, and even like I said, when that came through, even he was like, "What the heck is this? Like, what is going on?" Like, it just was overwhelming. And him and I was just about to get into it because I could just tell it was just like, this is just over fucking whelming with this bullshit that this some nut ass nigga has brought all this fucking unnecessary heat into our fucking lives. These penny. No, I can't. I don't want to get into it because I don't want to get myself upset because I wasn't there, so I know what happened from when he was calling me. That's what I heard outside. He kept calling my name. You know what I'm saying? I can hear it. Him, trying to, because they couldn't get to his key. They on him a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So he couldn't get to his key. He's fumbling at the door, calling my name. As soon as I started to run downstairs, they run off. Okay? And they run right to the daggone police station.
Cameron, I like that. They Cameron down. So we actually turned it into
Yep.
a
Yep.
noun.
They that damn
They
sure
carried him. That's like
Tracy Brown. They
that's
damn
a-
sure carrying them.
that's a new
That
law.
was the play. You know? Because why was she, when we came outside, why was she so antagonized? It was like I said, it she's behind the car and across the street at a safe distance if you're preparing for your life, like you called the police and said. Why would you now go to the corner right in our, we parked here, why would you go to the corner right in our eye line and still talking? Oh, she need to leave, like all this stuff. We don't give a fuck what your opinion is, Karen. Don't you get it? That's why we rolled up our windows. Okay, so you're not gonna just bully us and bang our house up and toss us all around because we don't believe what you believe. Damn. Okay, that's not how it works. We don't believe it. After all of the whipping around, after all the damage to the home, after all that, we still don't believe it. That's why I said keep an eye out on this case, because please, these people are not playing with the full deck and ain't playing fair. They have Rich Long locked up for no reason. He has done nothing. Done absolutely nothing. Somebody lied on him, which snowballed his life into the abyss that it is now. And if it got worse and worse and worse, it would never be a day that they would ever apologize. Do you understand? God is keeping certain people alive, damn near 100 years later, just so they can maybe inch their way into something, and they still won't do it. So I don't have no faith that these people are going to have some type of change of heart. If you don't fight for your life, nobody will. So I don't know what other option that they feel like there's going to happen other than fighting for Rich Long. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. We're not going to just throw away our family members. Trans Lives Matter. Yes, we may not know everything. I don't know everything. Let me tell you something. I mean, I can be real about my truth. You know what I'm saying? I did not know anything about. I had to be educated. You know, um, Rich being a jokester that he is, he told me, that he was transgender. We hadn't met yet. We had just talked over the phone. We had been talking since January. And I can tell you how we met. Um, and we'll talk more about it hopefully when him and I are together. That would be a good live for him and I to talk about. But I'm just going to say real quick. Um, it was around sometime in January. Now I work in media, but I always work behind the scenes, editing, producing. I've been doing this for about 20 something years. I have my own company, madpop.com. We do music. We've helped fund and produce movies with prominent people in the city of Philadelphia. Okay, so for all this to happen to me, I'm very highly disrespected, but it is what it is. That is okay. But anyway, like I said, we've all given to this city. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in big major ways. So are we going to just lay down everything that we built, or allow them to just come like Tulsa and tear up everything that we've that we built, or we're not going to protect it.
Just roll right on over us.
That's what they want to do. To heck with your 8 years law school. To heck with, your 20 years in the music and building this company up. And to heck with your veteran status. You are niggers. Okay? And that's it.
That's a good way
Know
of
your
putting
fucking
it.
place.
That's what it is. That's what it's about. Know your place.
That's it.
Know your place. Or else we can make you very, very sorry. That's what that's about.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Making us very, very sorry. Well, we don't care who we have to mow down.
We ain't gotta show you
realize what your place is.
Fuck you looking for some paperwork, bitch.
We will kill your parents.
Yeah, I want paperwork.
We will take
yes.
All of your land
Get it through your
property.
motherfucking heads.
We will do whatever we have to.
Yes, we want paperwork. We want to see what's going on. We want the tape.
Necessary.
We don't care. You keep blowing us away. You keep doing everything. You keep knocking our doors down. You keep just kidnapping us. You keep doing everything, and we keep asking for the paperwork. That's how we coming. Who's standing with us? That's it. We're not going, you know what I'm saying? If it got to be the two of us, it'll be the two of us.
It'll be the two of us.
There you go. Okay?
I mean, why stop now?
Exactly.
It's kind of been like this my entire life.
Exactly. You don't understand. We're giving of our time. We are our own businesses and ourselves. We are our own brands and ourselves. Mm-hmm. We have our own education. And
they have no right to interfere with anything that we are doing contractually because we have not contracted with them. Mm-hmm. See, that's the problem with them. They're always trying to interfere and interject themselves into our business. Now, this is this is a contract issue, that we deal with on a daily basis. Everything that we do is contractual, and these third-party interlopers are always interfering. Mm-hmm, it's between A and B. Her situation, it was between A and B. And what did Karen do? Karen wanted to see her way in.
Exactly.
And include herself. Because Karens don't like being ignored. That's why they're called Karens.
And that's why she called the police. Because we rolled the windows up and that infuriated her ass.
Being ignored. They don't like it. Historically,
somebody had to die because I mean, literally, her mind, she didn't give a fuck because she called the police and said, "God knows what." When we just sitting in the car.
Well, historically, Karens have always caused the death of black people.
It didn't matter
because
how dare you not allow me to ridicule you and you take it.
How dare you?
You think you are an equal human being that have your own life and rights and things and going on? We cannot go any further with racism like it is. It's got to be checked.
Any form of discrimination, and it's like it's just for me as as a representative for indigenous rights, okay, advocate for indigenous rights. Indigenous peoples have been disrespected, since the day that these thieves, robbers, and murderers landed on Plymouth Rock. Okay? Plymouth Rock is the Americas. From day one that they came here to kill, to rob, to steal, to murder, to commit genocide.
And it's and you know what? Like I said,
they did not see us as human beings.
No, not at all.
They still don't.
No. And excuse me, and why? That's the whole point. It's we have shown everything. That's why we're at the point we're at now. We have went the kumbaya route. Didn't want to work with that. That got you with hoses and dogs on that. With people who was coming with just to nonviolent and to sit there. That wasn't good enough.
And that happened here in Philadelphia?
then when people wanted to separate and say, okay, we'll just, police our own area.
Separate but equal, right?
That wasn't good enough. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, y'all can't be separate.
No, we gotta
have
know,
your own because y'all can't
know what's going on over there.
Thrive.
Yeah, no.
Oh no, y'all not entitled to have your own commerce going on.
Hell no. Hell no.
No, we have to just burn into the ground.
Exactly. And I was talking about the Black Panthers, and that's another thing that bring that to the ground too. So exactly. No. You want to be separate and you want to do your own thing, you want to just, build your own, that's not good enough. Okay? So it is nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. It literally nowhere to run and literally nowhere to hide. Didn't the show them show you that? It's nowhere to go. You'd have to face it head on. I don't want to, we're going to go off. It's been almost 3 hours. Pray that Rich gets justice. I know, we know. I mean, we're a working people here. We work damn near day and night. So we understand that people may not have, people may not, but if you do, please do. If you can, please do. We have Cash App, we have PayPal, we have GoFundMe, we have and we also have where you can mail in. They have quadrupled his bond. Not only that, made him a flight risk for whatever reason. When he was out for that week, he wasn't even nowhere near an airport. And has no history of not showing up for court dates. Yes. Good night, Indigenous Chosen. Yes. Interesting live. Yes. Tonight. Good night, family. Take care. Yes.
Good night.
Good night. Yeah, it is.
Yes, have a sweet rest and like many blessings to those of you who have taken the time to listen. And
I apologize if I get kind of upset. But now you probably can see why Rich and I are compatible in a lot of ways. And maybe you can see why we spark off on each other in a lot of ways, because we're two people who like, even me, it is maybe confusing to a lot of times to a lot of people, but I'm a very much an older woman. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he doesn't sometimes value or see things the way we need him to see things. And that's why it's good to have Rebecca here, because Rashida here. I'm gonna call her Rebecca. I ain't gonna lie, because that's the whole thing of just mocking. She does that to mock the name that the government gave to her. So
when they know and they knew who I was, because that's the and they called her Rebecca. Playing. That's the game that they're playing.
Yeah, so it's just anything to annoy and just be out the way. So she said she just took the name and ran with it. Since you want to call me Rebecca, not my name, then I'm Rebecca. Yeah. Now So anyway, but that's the origin of that. So if you don't see that written down and you hear us calling her Rebecca, that is why. So you're gonna hear it a lot. Because we just,
and you'll be reading about it soon too. Because, that's actually, we're going to be publishing soon. So, this has been a 6, almost 7 year ordeal with the establishment and the creation of Rebecca by the criminal government enterprise So, yeah.
Yeah, you'll be hearing about a lot. There'll probably be some more videos uploaded. We can't wait to premiere Black Lives Matter. These people reached out to us. There are peopleblack.com. They are not direct. I'm not sure. I'm not going to say something that I'm not to 100% with, because we just hooked up with their company, and I know that it's not the official Black Lives Matter. It's but this is what they represent. So it's called peopleblack.com. And yes, you can hook us up. I mean, link with us, and we'll give you a code if you want to shop on there. We just appreciate that they reached out to us. See, my thing is, we're working with anybody who reaches out. So we've had military people reach out, clothing companies, activist companies. We've had gun club people. I mean, they've been the most helpful.
And I am a member of the National Rifles Association. I believe in, our Second Amendment rights. I believe
if you're
in our
doing things the
constitutional
righteous way,
That's
as
right.
far as
we're not out here harassing people or anything like that, but we have a right to defend ourselves. We have a right to protect ourselves, and we have a right to, defend our land and our properties as well. So, the more of us who realize that, and you stop feeding off the guns kill people, because I've never seen a gun get up and start killing people.
Exactly.
All right. It's people with guns, who have, who don't have good intentions.
And like Rich said, he showed hella restraint. Being as trained as he is, shows so much restraint, because, well, I'll let you tell. I'll let him tell all of that, because that's his truth. That's his experience. And
him being from Texas, right?
From Texas or whatever.
Texas, like, look.
Exactly. So
they're not like us Northerners who think that everything's going to be okay, or that that we're just going to be protected by other people. And it's like, look.
Yeah, he has no, absolutely, with good reason, no reason to trust the police. So that's why, that's why I wanted to clarify, just for him and his people, to let them know that he's never in this whole situation called them. He had to deal with them when three incidents in, he had to deal with them, because that's when the people with the guns came, and then the police were there around. So that was his first interaction with them. Like I said, the second event with the guy who helped the Karen now put his hands on Rich, he let the guy make it. Even though it was a yelling match all that night, I'm not going to lie. Rich was highly upset. But instead of running to the police, the other guy, he maybe should have just waited and allowed some time to go by, cooler heads to prevail, and then maybe if he wasn't whatever, maybe inebriated or whatever he was on, maybe came down from whatever. I don't know. I'm not saying allegedly. I don't know. I don't know who puts their hands on people when they're, minding their own business, and then harasses them all the way about half a block. I don't know. So I just would think that person would be needed the evaluations and things. But anyway, puts his hands on, instead of dealing with that mano a mano, man to man, he goes to the police and tries to drop down on Rich, saying he's fearing for his life. So it's just, and now here we go. So yeah,
it's quite bizarre. It's bizarre.
And the vitriol towards Rich is coming from that situation, because it's allegedly been a lot of things that has carried on into the prison from this situation. And I mean, I don't really want to say, on the line. I'll wait to tell you later. But free Rich Long. That's it.
Long.
That's it. We're at the 3-hour mark. Free Rich Long. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Yes, thank you so much. We're trying the best we can. We know that we miss Rich just like everybody else. He has a family, he has a kid, he has a stepson and a son. People who love him, care about him, parents. So it's just a lot. And for somebody who haven't done anything, not one thing, not even the initial thing that lady went running down the block for. Nobody did anything to that lady. And they know that because they have the tapes. And if they would have ran the tapes, which I know they did, because if they, they don't like Rich, enough to say, okay, we're going to give him a break. If they had something on him, they would not hesitate to use it. They would not. But they don't have anything, because everything we're saying with the videotapes around the neighborhood, they know that everything we're saying is true, because they can see right in that tape the window going up.
So
that's all we need to see.
So we have
disengaging.
We have a situation where he's being discriminated against, and his constitutional rights and his civil liberties have been
violated. While we are in a disengaged stance, that means we are in a confined place away from Karen. Karen is getting closer, okay? In our direct eye line. Our response was to roll up the windows. Karen calls the police. All this is on videotape. We never, ever, 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 ever even exited our vehicle. We were in our vehicle minding our own Black business. Okay? These people have tried to ruin every little thing that we have had. We don't have anything as far as outside of with you people, with the people, with this. No. We have a lot going on. And like I said, only reason why people think they can do that in all aspects, not just in this situation, in every aspect you think you go into of life, is because just because they cooning and buffooning, obviously, we see the whole bunch was cooning and buffooning. Running, just drop down on people, just because I was like, you mad about something that you created? The other people just coming out, all dancing around the fire. Cooning and buffooning. Cooning and buffooning to the highest level. For what reason? And they'll justify that in some way to try to throw something at somebody else. That shit is completely nonsensical.
Completely nonsensical.
And the fact that these people, these policy enforcers are co-signing a lot of this mess is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, especially two people who have done so much for this city to pour into it. More than you. Okay? More than you. You can go to my page, Mama Bear Queen 215. You can go to www.madpoprecords. Okay? It ain't not one police officer that has done what I've done to bring up the vibration and to connect with people, the youth, the city, Rich Long out there with the people.
Keeping people warm.
Yes, keeping people warm. Feeding the homeless.
Yeah, because they are throwing our people out on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
So he has a nonprofit called Keeping People Warm.
Exactly. Coat drive. All this stuff. You know, so as much stuff as has happened, there's no one can take away what we have done and what we will continue to do. We don't, this is not the season anymore for tiptoeing around our gifts.
That's right.
No, not anymore.
We have a
so
voice.
What? We're black and we're smart. So what? So what? This is the season that people are going to be dealing with a lot of hard truths. We come like that. Some of us are like that. That's why you don't, do prejudice and stuff. Don't judge a book by its cover. Trans lives matter. Trans lives matter. Black lives matter. And we can't even get to the black life that is hanging in the balance, that was taken out of their dwelling. If we cannot even see past them being transgender. That's what they want and believe, that nobody would give a crap. So it's very hard. It's very hard. It's been an uphill battle. An uphill battle. We've had lots of people who donated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But we could have more if people would just see people for who they are and not who they think they want to be or make them to be in their mind. Rich talks about being targeted everywhere he goes. So all that in a system where you're constantly battling, you're constantly fighting, you're constantly, you know what I'm saying? You want to be able to provide for your family, do everything in which he was doing, in which he's been doing. And that's all he really thinks about. Even in that situation, he thinks about us, asking us, are we good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Always ask, how are we?
Yes.
And he's in there.
And he's sitting up, and I'm not even going to go into the conditions, because that's for him to tell that side of the story. Me telling it is third party information. I'll tell you a little bit here.
Needs to go in there and shut that place down.
Well, she was in there,
that
so
place is a total violation.
She can say
of human rights.
She can.
I would not.
Attest.
It's like, I don't care what you've done. There's no reason for people, especially in the United States, for them to be throwing people into situations like that. And it's intentional because they know what's going on.
Yeah, it's very intentional. That's why I told him. I said, do not. Hold on.
They really are trying to break when that particular place where they take individuals where they held us. It is for people who have who are in need of a medical condition, in need of a medical assistance, or they have some type of mental health or medical condition. And so it's an insane asylum.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Byberry. And
See,
that's
they
why
thinking
the
that
people
he's
in
like,
there will
oh,
behaving like
in
that.
jail, and then you know that. No, this is like
This is
prison
not
for real.
and even
more than that.
And even if the people do have some type of mental defect of some sort, you still don't put people, humans, in the conditions that place is in.
And do you feel,
no,
based on the information that you've heard here, that Rich should be in the solitary confinement?
No. That place is
have not had. I don't even want to get into the.
And they.
I don't want to get, because I don't even want his child to be seeing this live. Okay, so we're just gonna leave it short.
We'll leave it. Yeah, we won't even.
And
but
keep
like
it light.
I said, L and
I don't got time for all that fraud stuff. You do not know what's going on.
L and I.
If you care, donate. If you care, donate. If you care, pray. If you care, share. If you care, like. If you care, comment.
Yes.
If you care, donate. They are trying to railroad Rich off of racism,
inhumane treatment, inhumane conditions.
Lie.
The city is always doing stuff, and then they have to end up settling cases, and it's like,
and as you see us,
nothing matters. There's nothing.
We're just living our own regular schmegular lives.
They don't care.
No, that's the whole point.
There's no
they
deterrent.
Have to impede in what you're doing. And the only reason why I said they feel like it's comfortable is because the goons have allowed them to feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And that's everybody's not like that. Okay? That woman had no right
to carry him.
To have any type of, you can have your opinion, and to antagonize us with your opinion, we don't have to feel no type of way about that. We don't have to sit up there and bow down to that. Because we do not do that to people. I just made an analogy the other night, because we live in a very mixed area, and it all works until it don't work. But we had a neighbor. She's a Latina lady. Okay, she's cussing somebody out to no end or whatever. You know what I do? I mind my motherfucking business. Okay, and guess what they would never do? The next day, if they would never go up to that lady and say, "Oh, so what was going on? What's happening in your life, and you need to do this and that." And when, not if, when you do that, just test out the waters. When you do that, and that lady turns into a stark raving maniac and knocks the hell out of you, if she, because Rich shows restraint because it's military training. But when you get into somebody else's personal business, test the waters and see how it turns out for you. So they're measuring his reaction and not measuring and not even bringing up their interaction, their initiation of an interaction. How devilish is that? They gaslight you and then say, oh, you're the problem. All that's well, good and fine, because you're playing games. But see where games get you. You understand what I'm saying? Now, is no way in hell. I can't even go into anything too much further. There's no way in hell a man can feel good about himself knowing he done caused all this in another man's life. It ain't no way in hell. Okay? That's karma. Okay? When you can't handle your own situation and you can't talk it out like a man to man, and you're just gonna go run to the police, and then you done put somebody's life in so much type of a mess. Come on. So No, this is not a game. This is not a play. This is not anything. This is real life. We are not frauds. I'm certified. She verified. We good. You know what I'm saying? Her credentials, she'll have them forever. You can go right on my website and see everything that I'm doing and this company is doing. This company that Rich Long is a part of doing. That's maddpop.com. MADDPOP, maddpop.com. Okay? So you can see everything that we're doing, how we worked with Omar Tyree, helped fund his last project, his last movie monologues, available now on Amazon Prime. Okay, Omar Tyree, the author of Fly Girls. Yes. You can go right to the credits of the movie and see Mad Pop Records. So we're help funding movies. We're doing everything that everybody else is doing. We're funding movies like Dame Dash. We got artists over here. Like, come on. We're doing everything, and we have everything. Mad Pop Records. This is why Rich Long came here. This is why he came to Mad Pop Records, because he felt like it was a home here for him. So, yes, we're going to ride for him. Are you crazy? I don't know what the hell time y'all thought it was. But anyway, of course we're going to ride for him. Of course. Because we know he has done nothing wrong. You're holding him to break him for whatever reason. Maybe that's how some people get their kicks. Who knows? Yeah, you know, some people get their kicks like that. Who knows? But but what we do know is that he has not done anything. And I don't know what reaction that anybody wants. You want him to bow down to people that we don't feel like we need to bow down to. Somebody in my business, you've already violated. That's not how it's going to work. And I hope you Black people wake the hell up. These are your Black queens here. And we're getting tossed around to and fro. And y'all Black Negroes is over there dropping down on us. Like y'all doing crazy stuff. It's backward. We're in a twilight zone. Your Black queens are getting busted up, bruised, or battered around.
I had 4 jump on me. And it's like, and they were proud of it.
Face the truth.
They were proud of it.
They sit up there talking about we frauds. You know what I'm saying? Face the truth.
They were proud of it.
Y'all are frauds. Y'all ain't doing shit. Wake up.
He said, I'm here to do damage. Are you going to move? He actually said that.
Anyway.
Oh my goodness.
I know. It's just the same old. No. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. We're going to be screaming, free Rich Long until Rich Long is free. And he ain't gonna feel no type of way. He ain't gotta. And then when he said, I don't know if he said sergeant or whatever rank he was in the Army, when he said that to them, they're gonna laugh. That's what the police officer did. So they don't even care about his ranking or nothing. But they showed you that when Lovecraft Country or whatever, when that guy was like, yeah, I served this country too. When he was at the lunch counter and he thought he could eat at that counter, yeah, they told him. So I guess, exactly. Come on now, that's what is going on. It's I don't care what you did, who you are. I'm white and I say so. So
white trumps all.
That's it.
Being white is the supreme law of the land.
And then you wonder why
and remember, white
Muhammad
is
Ali ain't want to fight, but
is a legal construct. They're not white people.
Other than a half off at Denny's on Veterans Day, what is the civil liberties that you get for being a veteran? Because I know a lot of them are homeless.
That's the truth.
Okay? A lot of them are homeless. A lot of them ain't got a dime to their fucking names. Dad, can we at least provide housing? So it is what it is. We're gonna go, and we try to, we try not to go over the 3-hour mark, even though sometimes we do. We're gonna keep coming back, keep praying, keep donating. We're gonna try to do as much as we can. We're trying our best. We have a glimpse of some good news, but we don't want to give it too early. That we talked to him. It may be a little sliver of hope that he could be out soon, but who knows? It's the weekend, so we're not going to really get any answers before Monday. So just everybody have a good weekend. You want to end us off with a prayer?
Yes, I will. Abba Yah, please lend us your ear. It's your children, and you indicated that where 2 or more are gathered, then you are in the midst. And we number one, we would, we want to say that we repent for any and all sins that we have engaged in, knowingly and unknowingly. That's the first thing. And second, we want to thank you. We say Torah to you for you having mercy upon us and allowing us to, to still be here so that we can wake up and, and be here so that we can still have the breath that is within us in order for us to come to you and ask for, forgiveness and so that we can, right any wrongs that we have committed. And so, we ask for your mercy. We ask for your direction, your instruction, and your protection. We ask for your guidance, and we ask for you to send your angels to help us, because, right now we are fighting, we are involved in, a battle, which of course you're very much aware of. But, we have eyes to see and ears to hear what is going on. And no, there's no one here who has not sinned, who is able to cast any stones regarding anything that anyone has done. However, we are asking for you to, to save us and to be very instrumental in helping for Rich to be released, and for us to have some type of relief with everything that we are going through, dealing with these matters. It is only our will to carry out your mission and to not succumb to the demonic forces and principalities and high places. So we're asking for your continued support and for you to save us and for your mercy. We ask for your mercy and your blessing. And with that, Yah, we close and we say, thank you and Amen. Amen, Amen, Amen.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Torah.
Yes. 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 And if this is not about religion, Rich even says that he's not even a Christian, but he does follow teachings of Christ. So this is not about religion. This is just about us trying to end off this live in some type of a peaceful place. This is a lot of chaos, and we don't want to just lay that stuff on people without putting some type of faith into it. We are not. We're just regular people. We're just regular people, and we just support Rich, and we want him to be able to his life to matter. We want his life to matter. So thank you. Um, I know it's early. Um, I'm going to try to put some more stuff up. Again, the partnership with People Black. You can go to his page, Keeping People Real TV, and we posted on there. And Mama Bear Queen 215 social media.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, we're gonna work.
Definitely, if I had it, I would have, perhaps they would not have been able to do the things that they have been doing to me. But I am, working on getting there.
Yeah, and she has her email, so definitely, if you would like to get in contact with her, we'll definitely put the email in that way. And just say your email.
It's silvermoon5@protonmail.com. Okay, that's silvermoon, SILV as in Victor, ER, M as in Mary, OON as in Nancy, the number 5 at protonmail.com.
All right, and you can reach us at info and bookings at madpop.com, and that will be in the description box below. If you are media, you can reach us. If you're legal, if you know any resources, if you're part of any type of community that Rich is a part of, like whether it's be veterans or his LGBTQ family or FBA family, anything, or even his hood rapper friend family. Like, shoot, we all in this together. Oh, drop the link. Drop the link to what? Oh yeah, I mean the links are going to be in the description box if you're looking for ways to donate. And they're all in the description box of this video and every other video. It has like a little bit of a synopsis of everything that's been going on, and how every way to donate. We appreciate everybody who has donated, and even people who donated prayers time out of their lives to just reach out, to contact us, to ask about his child. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff. So thank you to everyone who has continued to keep eyes on this story. And that's the main thing. To ask questions and to keep eyes on things. Keep eyes on your loved ones, making sure they're okay. And if there's any other questions, if you're talking, I don't know what link you're talking about, Oceans Wave TV. If you're talking about the link to, if you're talking about the emails, that should be in the description box, and also the link to the GoFundMe. But yeah, we're about to go because we literally been at this all day long, and we've been barely eating. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. It's nonstop. But that's what we do. As a lawyer, that's all we do is research long nights and everything. Oh yeah, he's in jail. He's in prison. He's not in jail. He's in prison. Damn near max for nothing. Exactly. Well, go back and just once this is over, just watch it, and you'll be able to, because you might get confused with the other videos because they were just coming out as things were unfolding. Now that we got a lot of stuff unfolded and our eyes unfolded because we could see what's going on, now we see that it was the guy who put his hands on Rich, who actually went to the police and involved them all. So that's the whole main point of this, was to let the people know that Rich actually not one time in this whole scenario called and involved the police in anything in this situation. He had to deal with them through the freaking guy involved in it. We didn't understand what was going on and why things were happening until that missing piece of the puzzle came, that why they weren't taking Rich seriously is because that must be the game that they play. You know what I'm saying? Whoever can get to the cops first to tell their story, no matter whether it's true or not true. Okay, whatever we can just do for some easiness, then that's but no ho. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're not gonna go so slow down. We're not gonna go so fast because we need to find out why and what's going on. We're gonna pay close attention and put both of our eyes on this situation. You know, it's something that's going too far. And we can't play around with people who have shown us that they will go to the extreme. Okay, so let's stop pussyfooting around. They will go to the extreme. So no, we're going to let people know that we are a family and we have eyes on this situation, and we would like you to release our nation member. And that is it. He's done nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. And there's no more to say. He done nothing wrong. He says it over and over again. He's innocent. They have no proof. They have nothing. So we'll be back. Just keep him in prayer. Ocean's Wave TV. Just keep him. Yeah, he's in prison, and just go back and watch everything. We're just, we're just going to try to finish working and try to recuperate and stuff like that. And just go back and watch. We're going to get off. Anything you want to say before I end this live?
Just good night, and just have a sweet rest, because and pray.
Mm-hmm.
Pray, and just just do whatever it is that you can to help with the situation, because these are not times, they're not playing. They may be games that they're playing, but these are real lives that that are at stake.
Exactly. So I'm gonna end it here. Thank you for everybody for stopping by. Keep your boy Rich in prayer. Go to his channel, Keeping People Real TV, on Instagram. Even though, you can go, if you don't follow him, follow him. Even though any posts from this point on will be from his management team, it doesn't matter. You can go back and see why he's a targeted individual. That's what I want to leave you with. Go to Keeping People Real TV on Instagram right now, and then you'll see why he's in the belly of the beast. We're going to keep putting two and two together. We're going to keep piecing this puzzle together, and we're going to break this wall down piece by piece as well. All right? Until next time, family.
Until next time.
All right. All righty.